Here in New England, a very important football game for the Patriots. The Baltimore Colts, 4-7, against the New England Patriots, 7-4. Schaefer Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. There are the AFC East standings. New England on top with Miami. Miami playing today at Cleveland. The Patriots will be watching that action very carefully. There are the Patriots, coming back home after being battered last week in Denver. This is Jay Randolph, along with Paul McGuire. Ted Marchibroda, the beleaguered coach of the Colts. Paul, this one is an important game, as we said right at the top.
New England especially, they are better than a 7-4 team, Jay. They have had an awful lot of problems. They have not been able to run the football. Their offensive line has been hurt, and they're just not getting the job done. Throwing the football, they're doing very well, and I think that Grogan is probably having his best year. The reason being, Jay, he's allowed to call his own plays for the first time.
The Patriots have been plagued with inconsistency. They are going to receive. Beautiful afternoon for football here in New England. The temperature in the high 50s. That's Steve Mickemeyer, the 5-year veteran from Maryland, who will kick off. A year ago, the Patriots had an 8-3 record at this time, and Baltimore was 5-6. Alan Clark dropping back, along with Rick Sanford, to receive the kickoff. A sellout crowd. Mickemeyer gets it going. That is Sanford bringing it out at the 10, the 15, and he is met just as he got to about the 14 or 15-yard line. The tackle by Mike Woods, number 59, Brian DeRue, 87, also on the specialty unit. Grogan, Ivory, and Cunningham in the New England backfield. Morgan, Jackson, and Francis. What a talented receiving corps. The line with Dr. Bill Lankitis in the middle, flanked by Hannon Adams, Wheeler, and Jordan. And now we see Dwight Wheeler, number 62, playing at the right tackle spot. And it'll be Pete Brock at left tackle, as we have a Colt injured, a Colt down back at the 25-yard line. That may be, I don't want to call it, it looks like it might be Ozdowski. Ozdowski, who has played brilliantly, number 51, started the year as a linebacker, moved into the right end spot where they had problems because of injuries to Ron Fernandez. John Lopez, the Colts trainer, out attending to him.
Jay, not only is he an excellent defensive end this year, he's got to put some more weight on. That's what he's going to try to do in the offseason. But he is their #1 special teams man, and they can't afford to lose anybody. They've had so many injuries this year.
The Colts last week losing 19-0 at Miami, and they lost any hopes of the playoffs just about with that one. Washington had 56 yards on 18 rushes, and Paul, you feel that Joe Washington is the key offensively for the Baltimore Colts since Jones is not playing today.
Jay, even when Jones is playing, you have to use Joe Washington 85% of the time in your offense, and that enables other people to get open, like Carr, like Dowdy. If you use Joe Washington running the ball, throwing the ball, and especially use Joe Washington to the outside. Get him out to the outside where he can run.
Mike Ozdowski out of Virginia, leaving the game. Ozdowski shaken up on the kickoff. And it is Fernandez, 73, who is in there. First down as we're set to go now from the 15-yard line. That's Horace Ivory. Ivory averaging 3 points a carry. Herb Orvis made the play. Orvis, number 88. Orvis, along with Fred Cook. Second down and 10. Grogan ranked 7th in the AFC. And he and he's got his man over on the far side. That's Harold Jackson, a first down at the 27. Doug Nettles on the coverage.
All he did was run a square out, and Nettles couldn't cover the man. Harold Jackson has got some of the finest moves I've seen in football, Jay, and he just takes it out there playing him just too deep, and he breaks it back in and picks up 13 yards. Beautiful play.
That was his 26th catch of the season. 576 yards coming into today's game, a 23-yard average per catch. First down at the 28-yard line. Cunningham getting just barely back to the line of scrimmage as Bruce Laird, number 40, came up from the strong safety spot.
Defensive line, Cook, Barnes, Orvis, and Fernandez. Fernandez for Ozdowski, who was supposed to start today. The linebackers, Sanders Schreiber, Ed Simonini, and Stan White. Simonini is a super middle linebacker. Not very big, but he's quick. Secondary, Nettles, Brazil, Laird, who just made the tackle, and Blackwood.
Let's make it 2nd and 11. The ball at the 27-yard line. Opening moments of play here in Foxborough. Grogan scrambling out at the 25. Ran into the official, gets over the 30, and is out of bounds at the 33. Well, Grogan got into trouble with one of the officials, or he might have gotten more. Mike Barnes, 63, made the play.
Well, up here they give half tackle, so we'll give the official a half tackle. He also knocks off Simonini, number 56. You're going to see everybody was covered downfield. Grogan breaks to the outside. Here's the half tackle by the official. He really knocks off Simonini, and Grogan goes down, but doesn't pick up the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 3. Heads up football.
At the 34-yard line. 3rd down. Grogan, 141 completions out of 285 throws coming into today's game. Out to Cunningham. First down at the 39-yard line. Cunningham, who had caught 27 passes before today's play, coming upfield, making the play. Sanders Schreiber, the linebacker, 54.
You know, Cunningham does what all smart backs can do. He finds the marker. Now watch, you see Cunningham, he just slips to the outside. Nobody's on him. Sanders Schreiber, number 54, and Simonini make the play. But look at here. He picks up the first down. He makes that quick move to the outside and gets his first down. That's smart running.
12 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. A first down at the 39. Grogan on a counter play to Ivory, and it was smelled out nicely by Sanders Schreiber. What a job Schreiber has done, that left linebacker, number 54.
I'll tell you, the dentist put a little hurt on Simonini in the middle. Watch this. Watch the center lenkitis on Simonini. Goodbye.
Simonini is listed at only 214 pounds.
He could have used about 40 more to hold off 2 guys. Well, actually, 2 guys hit him, but they got great leverage on him and put him on his back. That's good block. And this is to make a successful running game, Jay. The center has to get to the middle linebacker.
The 30-second time will be kept by the field judge on the field until such time as the 30-second clock is repaired.
The 30-second clock is not working here at Schaefer Stadium. You heard Gordon McCarter, the referee, indicate that as you look at our officials for today's game. Tony Kramer, Bill Ross, Jack Petty, Ray Douglas, Bill Quimby, and Armin Terzian. McCarter, who is from Cleveland, Ohio, handling the crew. 2nd down and 8. And now the officials step in.
On a new ball. Dry ball. They want a dry ball.
Isn't this a great day for football?
It's absolutely gorgeous. You can't believe the weather here, and it's supposed to go through the middle of next week.
Now it looks like they've got the clock squared away, but maybe not. Grogan throwing, and it is complete to Jackson. The coverage by Nettles. Jackson having a very good start in this one.
Jay, this has to be an audible at the line of scrimmage. Grogan read blitz, just took Harold Jackson on a fly pattern. Everybody came, and he just outran the secondary. Excellent call and an excellent catch. Nettles couldn't cover him.
Earlier, a 13-yard pickup to Jackson. This time, 33 yards on the play. First down at the 26-yard line for the Patriots.
Look at those figures. 23-yard average, and the other man, Stanley Morgan, 24-yard average per catch.
motion, Harold Jackson. The give goes to Ivory. He's in trouble, and he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage.
Jay, let's talk for a moment. We talked at the beginning about New England's running game. They just do not have one, and I don't understand it. They've got some good people. They've had some problems with the offensive line, but do you kind of wonder sometimes if Gray, the trade, Gray to Houston, had something to do with their offensive line?
Well, I think a lot of people in New England feel that way. You know, the Patriots were the #1 rushing offense in '78 in the NFL. Credit those last tackles to Orvis and Simonini. And it is second down, about 9 at the 25-yard line. Grogan to throw, has time up the middle, and it's complete for a touchdown, Stanley Morgan.
Stanley Morgan maintains his average, a 25-yard catch. That is outstanding football. They're doing the one thing that they could do so well, and that's throw the ball. You got Russ Francis at tight end. Now look at this play. It's right down the middle. He is one-on-one on Brazil. Touchdown. That's beautiful. Beautiful pass. Great catch.
Morgan's 29th catch of the season. The try for the extra point. Grogan will hold. John Smith to attempt. Grogan 4 for 4, passing 76 yards in that drive. Blocked. It is blocked. And it looked like Mike Barnes, number 63, who came in to block it. A timeout with 10:54 remaining in the first quarter. The New England Patriots lead the Baltimore Colts 6-0 here in Foxborough. There's the scoring drive. John Smith just had that extra point blocked. It may have been because Grogan was the holder. It's the first time since '75 he's been holding. Matt Cavanaugh out this week. Nesby Glasgow coming up at the 20 to the 22-yard line. And leading the way, number 63, Mark Boobin. So we'll see the offense now for the Baltimore Colts under Ted Marsha-Broda.
All right, here's Grogan. Now, you got to remember, this is the first time he's held the ball. And you got to learn how to do it right. He can throw it, but he sure can't hold it.
A little too close to the body, wouldn't you say?
He almost kicked his knee.
Greg Landry at quarterback. That's Washington in motion. Landry swings it out. Hardiman, right at the line of scrimmage, goes down. And leading the way, big number 72, Mel Lunsford. Lunsford right there. He wouldn't leave Denver in the snowstorm on the plane last week. He came back on the bus. Landry, Washington, and Hartman in the backfield. Carr, Dowdy, and McCall. Mendenhall in the middle with Pratt and Huff. Griffin and Hart. Second down, and let's call it 12. The ball back at the 20-yard line.
That rest on the bus did him well.
He doesn't like to fly, Mel Lunsford, I'll tell you that. Joe Washington outside, cuts it in, 25, 30, 35, up to the 40-yard line. Paul McGuire, you set it up at the top of the show. That's what he's got to do. Ray Claiborne, 26. Richard Bishop, 64 on the tackle.
He's so explosive. What they're trying to do is get him wide on this sweep. But watch what he does. He sees it blocked off. Everybody, he's getting great blocks. McCall's out there blocking for him. So he cuts it back to the inside. Everybody overran everything. And here's Joe Washington picking up the first down. Just an excellent play by Washington.
A 20-yard pickup. He's out of the game. Don McCauley, 23 in the backfield with Don Hardiman. Landry to throw. It's a high toss that is caught. Good play by McCauley. McCauley quite often is in there when they want to throw to him, Paul, on third down situations, or like on that situation when they obviously want to pass on first down.
All right, 3 defensive linemen. Middleman, Hamilton, Lunsford, and Bishop. We'll see them change quite a bit depending on pass situation. The linebackers, Hawkins, Nelson, the man we talked about at the top, Hunt and Schote. And a defensive secondary, Claiborne, Hayes, McCray, and Fox. Excellent defensive secondary.
The officials now having a discussion at midfield. One of the officials, I believe, is ill. One of the trainers has come out to talk with him, and that's Tom Helian, the veteran trainer of the New England Patriots. And the official appears a bit shaken up. Number 9 there, you see, is Jack Petty, the line judge. Well, with this pause in the play here in Foxborough, we'll take a timeout. 8:59 remaining first quarter, and New England leading Baltimore 6-0. The umpire in today's game, Tony Kramer, being assisted to the sidelines, shaken up here, and at the moment we're working one official shy, and that means the official crew will try to help out in these situations as we have 2nd and 4 at the 47. Washington in motion. The give going to Hardiman. And Hardiman is near a first down before Steve Nelson, number 57, the left inside linebacker, makes the play. There is no substitute official here as far as we know, so what it means is that the officials are going to have to help each other out a little more than they usually do. Of course, they work together very much in these situations. Philadelphia with a 23-yard field goal from Franklin, leading St. Louis in the first quarter.
Jay, what they do, I think they do, is the line judge and the side judge both line up in the same position, so they just change one of the men, and they move him downfield.
You saw the measurement right there. It is a first down for the Baltimore Colts. The ball just over midfield in Patriot territory.
Interesting contrast. There's Kramer, the umpire. But what happens on first down, the Colts have thrown the ball. On first down, New England ran the ball. Let's see if Landry throws it this time.
Oh, it's his ankle, apparently. He can't stand on it. You saw Kramer really in pain when he put some weight on the ankle. The pass is batted in the line, intended for Glenn Doughty. It looked like it might be Sam Hunt or Mike Hawkins who got a hand on it.
The Patriots really have a lot of confidence in Claiborne and Hayes, 26 and 40, the cornermen, because they are playing Doughty and Carr one-on-one on first down situations, and as I said before, every first down so far in this drive, the Colts have thrown the ball.
2nd down and 10 at the 49-yard line. Landry over the middle, got his man right at the 40-yard line. A nice catch by Roger Carr. Carr has been bothered by a hamstring pull and various injuries. He led the National Football League in receiving yards back in '76. Tackle made by Mike Haynes, number 40. And now you see Carr coming out of the lineup. He'll be replaced by Brian DeRue. 3rd down and 1. No, they bring Mac Alston in, not DeRue. 2 tight ends in there, McCall and Alston, 86 and 83. Handoff going to McCauley, who's come in on the 3rd down play. He cracks for the first down at the 39-yard line. Steve King, number 52, and Steve Nelson, 57 there. Tough running.
McCauley picks this up. He only has to get across the 39-yard line, and that's exactly what he does. There are an awful lot of bodies in the middle of that thing. And there's Big Bishop on the top, number 64.
First down for Baltimore at the 39-yard line. Carr comes back in, 81 at wide receiver. Joe Washington, 20, and Don Hardiman, 36, in the backfield now with Landry. Landry, of course, played his collegiate football at nearby University of Massachusetts. Washington breaking down across the 35 near the 33-yard line. Rod Schote, 56, making the tackle. Washington a few moments ago breaking for 20 yards. I'm reminded, Paul, that was his longest run so far of this year.
You know, there's always been a question whether Joe Washington's uniform is legal or not. He looks like he's been in a fight before a game.
He doesn't give you much to hold on to on the shoulders, I'll tell you that. 2nd down and 5. Landry, and a catch by Carr. Carr going high. Mike Haynes on the coverage, and a little shoving, and a penalty marker is thrown.
You know how dumb this really is? Haynes, I think, is going to be called for the penalty. Carr pushed him. Haynes threw him out of bounds. Carr comes back and pushes him, and the guy that throws the second punch is the guy that gets caught. All right, watch what happens. He throws him out of bounds. Carr pushed him, and Haynes comes back and retaliates. He gets the flag. Temper, temper.
The penalty to be marched off as we have 6:15 remaining to be played in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, the Patriots are leading 6-0.
Landry's thrown the ball a few times, but you got to admire the Colts' desire, their running game, because they're running against the #1 rushing defensive team in all of football. That's the New England Patriots.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness after the play, number 40 defense, first down.
The ball now at the 14-yard line of the Patriots.
We're going to have to keep our eye on those two.
The Colts now with 5 first downs. Patriots have 4. Hardeman and Washington in the backfield behind Greg Landry. Landry has time. He's going for the tight end and overthrows Reese McCall. Ray Claiborne on the coverage. McCall, number 86, has 4 touchdowns this year. The Jets are on the board as Todd is thrown to Jerome Barkham, 19 yards. Just as in our game, the extra point was blocked. The Jets leading Chicago 6-0. Green Bay 3, Buffalo nothing. First quarter, a field goal of 25 yards in that one by Tom Burney.
You know, in that Jet game, Dave, that's the 3rd missed extra point in a row. 2 against Buffalo last week and then this one.
On 2nd and 10, Washington goes back the other way, gets a block. Now he wants to throw. He throws, and it is incomplete, and the penalty markers go down. Well, Washington took a shot. Greg Landry also took a shot. Boy.
All right, this is the circus game. Joe Washington did this a year ago against Buffalo. He's running the football. There's no place to go. Landry gets Bishop, number 64, an excellent block by the quarterback. Joe sees there's no place to go. He's got Steve Nelson chasing him. He gets taken down. Now he decides to throw the ball. Number 1, intentional grounding. Number 2, they had the lineman beyond the line of scrimmage. And number 3, that's the worst pass I've ever seen.
Paul, I'll tell you this. That might be the best block I've seen by a quarterback in about 15 years, but he really had to give himself up, Landry did.
Got to show that again. Landry's got to keep this thing, and they got to send him the clip on this, because that's an excellent block on Bishop.
Referee Gordon McCarter.
Never figured this
Double
out.
falls. We have illegal use of the hands. 81 defense. And 40. We have intentional grounding by the offense. The penalties are
They've got to mean Ray Hamilton 71. Because 81 is Russ Francis, and that's going to be kind of tough. I don't think he goes both ways, does he?
No, not anymore. They don't do that in the NFL. Gordon McCarter and his crew have lost their umpire, Tony Kramer, and now he's going to tell us again. Let's see here.
Number 40, I apologize.
Mike Haynes.
Wasn't even 71.
Gordon McCarter in his 13th year of officiating in the National Football League, a industrial salesman from Cleveland, Ohio.
They had to put Landry at tight end when Jones comes back.
Carr going to the left side, down into the right. There is the head man of the Patriots, Ron Earhart. 2nd and 10. Off to Washington. Washington at the 10, the 5, and he is at the 1-yard line. Fine running by Washington. Tim Fox made the stop just shy of the goal line.
Jay, just watch the move that he makes to get to the outside. I told you he's a true superstar. Get him to the outside and let him run. Watch it. He makes the move back. Hardeman gets a block for it. Well, really doesn't have to block for him. And Fox saves a touchdown. The move he made to get to the outside, that's outstanding.
Good job of blocking by the left guard, 61, Robert Pratt. 1st and goal to go at the 1. Double tight end set. McCall and Alston are there. McCauley, and he didn't get there. Richard Bishop, 64, along with Steve King, 52 in the middle. Fox and Bedoin also there. Mark Boobin, 63, getting up out of the pile. No gain. Second and goal to go. 5:05 left to play. First quarter, the Patriots leading 6-0.
Run it again till you get it right. Just keep going right up the middle at him.
McCauley, 23, and Hardiman, 36, behind Greg Landry. And it's the other way for McCauley, and touchdown. Don McCauley going over the right side, this time behind Huff and Hart.
Same play, different direction. Good call. Just go right at him. Don't do anything fancy. Just hand the ball to the halfback. Get a block by the fullback, and you win for a touchdown. Not much room. You see Nelson right there, but McCauley made it in. Good play.
And good blocking by Hardiman, too. So, number 5, Steve Mickemeyer. Originally a San Francisco draft choice. Been in Detroit, New England with the Giants. Landry will hold. Chance to break the tie. It is up, and it is good. And we have 4:45 remaining to be played here in the first quarter at Foxborough. And the Baltimore Colts are on top of the New England Patriots. It's 7-6. The scoring drive took 6 minutes. Steve Mickemeyer kicking off. Alan Clark coming up at the 10. Clark at the 15, got a block at the 20, 25, 30, and out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Sanders Shiver, the linebacker. 22-yard return and a little shoving on the near sideline. Clark averaging 23 yards per return, 5th in the American Football Conference. The Patriots down 7-6 will start from their own 32-yard line. Both clubs fall with very impressive drives in the early going.
One running the ball, the other one passing the ball. It's very interesting.
Gary Pett, 77, is at right tackle for the Patriots. He was picked up this week. Handoff going to Cunningham, and Sam the Bam gets the first down up at the 45-yard line. Herb Orvis, 88, Lyle Blackwood, 44, a 12-yard romp.
Let Kitus, Hanna, and Adams open up the hole. Watch at the end of the play, number 44, Lyle Blackwood wants to know what hit him. Here goes Cunningham up for the first down. Simonetti misses the tackle. Watch 44 go backwards. That's taking the blow, not giving it.
Behind the yellow line. Behind the yellow line.
That's Sam Cunningham. Cunningham to about the 49-yard line. Mike Barnes, 63, on the tackle. Ozdowski not in there. Injured knee. Want to remind you about Sports World coming up next Saturday. World champion Linda Fradiani and Ty Babylonia. Randy Gardner, pro superstar JoJo Starbuck. Lots of skating, weightlifting, legends of bowling. Calhoun now in the backfield, 44 with Cunningham. And that is Calhoun. Now it is, no, it's Grogan keeping. And Grogan is out of bounds. Grogan doing some nifty running. Lyle Blackwood making the play over on the far sideline. A 10-yard pickup for Grogan, who had rushed for 293 yards coming into today's game.
This is an excellent fake, and Calhoun carried it out very well. There's a missed tackle on the outside, and then Grogan picks up the first down. It's a super play. He outran the tackle.
I wish I'd been sitting in the end zone and had that view, because I was sure that Calhoun had the football. 3:21 left to play. First quarter. Ball at the 39-yard line. Ivory and Cunningham back in the backfield now. And that's Ivory outside at the 35, down to the 30, at the 25, 20, and to the 18-yard line. Stan White, 53 on the tackle. Good running by Horace Ivory from Oklahoma. 21 yards.
Take a look at the running. He runs. Watch Bruce Laird, number 40. He just cuts back. Quick feet. Watch the move right here. And I think it's Black Blackwood again right there. He also misses. And Ivory picks up the first down. That's White that made the tackle, but an excellent run. 2 good cutbacks.
Calhoun replaces Ivory in the Patriot backfield. First down at the 19-yard line.
Let's go!
Cunningham down to the 15. Who did he get hit by Lyle Blackwood? Number 44, Blackwood, along with 63, Mike Barnes making the play.
Well, he slowed up at the line of scrimmage right here. But watch Blackwood, number 44, the pop he makes. That made up for the 3 plays earlier. Interesting thing about this drive, New England has not thrown the football. We said they had a problem with the running game. They are now running the football. Maybe they're getting it back.
Cunningham coming off. Ivory and Calhoun, 23 and 44 in the backfield. 2nd and 6 at the 15-yard line. That's Calhoun inside the 10, close to a first down. Good acceleration. Bruce Laird, the strong safety, number 40 on the tackle.
Jay, number 58, Pete Brock, got a super block in the middle. It opened the hole. It was just a quick pop, and Calhoun was through the pickup. Almost a first down. He's about a yard short.
Washington leading Dallas 7-0. Theismann throwing a pass. Handoff to Don Calhoun with the 3 tight ends, Francis, Hasselback, and Chandler in there. And it looked like he got the first down, but it is close. Getting up off the pile, you see Barnes, number 63. He was there with Orvis. 1:07 to play in this first quarter. The Colts are leading 7-6, and we're going to have a measurement.
This is going to be extremely close. He was stopped in the backfield. An excellent effort by Calhoun. Continuous effort if he did pick up the first down.
A sellout crowd sitting in. And
It'll be a little short, I think.
looks like it the way they stretched them the first time. It is just short. 6 inches. And the folks here are saying, go, go.
Normally, I would say don't go take the field goal, except their running game is going so well now. Don't stop them. Don't say we're going to penalize you a little bit by going to kick the field goal. If you're running that well, let's let you do it. And I think it's a good coaching point right here.
The ball is at the 9. The Patriots are going to go with Calhoun 44 and Ivory 23 in the backfield. The tight ends are there, all 3 of them.
They just about lost another official. The chain gang.
They're waiting to place the chains on the far side, and now we're about set.
They about ripped the official's ankles off.
Quarterback sneak, Grogan, right up the middle, and he got it. No need to hand it off. Grogan going right up the middle to get it.
All he had to do is put it in his mouth. His neck would have made it. Take a look at this. The line just blows off. He goes right over Lenkaitis. Good play. Good play.
Little shove from behind never hurt either, huh?
That's illegal, isn't it?
It's supposed to be. They're working on Sam Cunningham down below. Look like they're taping the ankle. We have 45 seconds remaining to be played in this first quarter. Both clubs with a touchdown. There is John Smith loosening up. He had his point after try blocked, but it was a problem on the snap with Grogan holding for the first time since 75. Now they're bringing the chains back out.
There's no question about this. He makes it by the length of the ball.
You're right. Again.
Got great eyes, 60-40.
There's Ted Marchibroda, 48 years old, a native of Franklin, Pennsylvania, in his 5th year as the head man of the Baltimore Colts. Many people wonder if he will be back in that job a year from now.
He's got to be a very troubled man, Jay. He's lost an awful lot of people, and they're just not doing the job.
Harold Jackson going out wide to the right. First down Goal to go at the 8-yard line. Jackson coming in motion. The give going to Calhoun, and he was met by Stan White. White, the linebacker, number 53 out of Ohio State. He's done an excellent job. White and Shivers, these two outside linebackers, Paul, we've seen them all season with Simonini, and they're a good threesome.
They really are. And that time, Stan White, he just flew down the line of scrimmage and just took everybody with him and made a tackle. Good effort.
Grogan has thrown 20 touchdown passes, had 13 intercepted. We're going to get to watch what happens in the second quarter as we have the end of the first quarter. The score 7-6 with Baltimore in the lead. New England with 142 yards to Baltimore's 63. Ball at the 10-yard line. Second down and goal to go coming up. Calhoun and Ivory. Now it is Cunningham back in there. No, it is still Calhoun. The pass comes out to Russ Francis, and Francis took it at about the 6-yard line and was ridden out of bounds by Sanders Shiver.
This play was sent in. I'll tell you, Russ Francis is an excellent tight end, probably the best in the business. But Sanders Shiver, you can't cover him any better than Shiver did right here. On the ball, it's a 6-yard gain, but he's right there to make the stop. That's a good play by the linebacker and an excellent catch.
I mentioned Cunningham. He is loosening up now down below on the sidelines as we get a look at him. Seems to be all right. Morgan set wide to the left. Third and goal. Grogan looking and throwing, and down at the 1-yard line. The pass going to Calhoun. The play made by Lyle Blackwood short of the goal line. Let's call it at the 2.
Give you an idea how strong his arm is. Watch him just flick the ball. It's only about a 10-yard pass, but he had a lot on it. He didn't get his feet set. He just flicked it at the last second when he saw Calhoun. And are they going for it?
It looks like they are. They put the 3 tight ends back in there. Francis now with Hasselback and Chandler. And this is a very big call here early in the second quarter. Grogan is 6 for 6 passing. Calhoun and Ivory. Handoff going, and touchdown, Don Calhoun.
Simonini got there, but just a little bit too late. Good run by Calhoun. Good effort.
Calhoun's 5th touchdown of the season.
Watch, you'll see 56 come into the right of your screen right here. He's just a little bit late. He hits him. Calhoun had enough drive to carry him into the end zone.
John Hanna did his job, big number 73. Well, let's see if Grogan can do a better job for John Smith holding. And it's on the way. It is up, and it is good.
Takes a little practice.
13:29 to play in the first half. The Patriots are back out on top as we look at John Smith and Steve Grogan combining. The score, Patriots 13, Colts 7. '47-year-old Ron Earhart. As we remind you that next Sunday, NFL 79 begins at 12:30 with part 2 of the knee. Kickoff coming down to Nesby Glasgow. He's at the 15, the 20, out to the 25-yard line. Glasgow averaging 23.5 per return, 4th in the AFC, hit by John Zamberlin.
The times and trials of a wedge buster, number 63. Watch Van Dyne, number 67, block him right here. He doesn't let go of his man. He goes right on through with him. Watch Van Dyne. He already made the block on him, and then he stayed with him. Good play.
Mark Boobin from Methuen. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Washington in motion. And the throw to Washington. One-on-one out there, and Washington is out of bounds, and it was Ray Claiborne who made the initial contact, and then somebody else jumped in the pile over there, Steve Nelson. And Nelson doing a little shoving with the Baltimore Colts, Steve Zabel, and of course Zabel, a former Patriot.
There's somebody down on the sidelines on Baltimore, and I don't know if it's Washington or not.
There is number 7, Bert Jones. Bothered by shoulder problems, and many think some other problems too. Not able to play today. Second down and 4 at the 31-yard line. McCauley in the backfield now, and the handoff going to Don McCauley. He comes up short of the first down as Steve Nelson made the tackle.
Nelson and Choate, number 56 and 57. The linebackers for New England fill the gaps extremely fast. They do a super job. You've got to remember, there's only 3 down linemen and a nose guy. You've got 4 linebackers, and they really fill the hole as fast as anybody I've seen in football, the 2 inside guys.
Third down and 3. The Patriots put Tony McGee 78 in and take out Sam Hunt 50. Landry to throw. Has time. Going, and it is complete to Reese McCall. First down. The tight end made the catch at the 43-yard line. Ray Claiborne on the tackle.
The thing that makes this play work so well is the time that Landry has to throw the football, and he had all day. They had 4 down linemen that time, putting heat on. Never did get to Landry. He found his tight end wide open for the first down.
Reese McCall, the tight end. Quite often he'll make the tough catch and miss the one you think he should catch, but that was a big one there for the first down. Hardiman and Washington in the backfield. Landry, play action, and he throws. It's complete out to Hardiman. Hardiman's over the 45 and up to the 47, and credit Greg Landry for handling that rush very well indeed. Steve Nelson made the tackle, and one of the Colts is injured downfield at the 37-yard line. Well, we'll be watching this score throughout the afternoon along with Patriot fans. Moriarty scored for Cleveland in the first period. Von Schaman has kicked a 38-yard field goal for Miami in the second quarter. They're midway through the second quarter in that Miami-Cleveland game. Second and 5 at the 48. Landry out to Washington, makes a good move at the 45, the 50, down to the 40 and out of bounds, and just another outstanding play by Joe Washington. 13-yard pickup. Washington and Landry working well.
Get him into your offense. Watch what he does here. That's Choate getting to Landry, but he bypasses Hunt, number 50 here. Reese McCall, number 86, gets an excellent block right there on number 27, Doug Bedoin. And then Joe Washington picks up the first down. Just get him the football. No matter how you have to get it to him, get it to him.
He always seems to play very well against New England, too. His first 5 career touchdowns were against the Patriots. First down at the 39-yard line. Don Hardiman to about the 38-yard line. Doug Bedoin made the stop. Bedoin at strong safety, number 27. Now coming into the game, Tony McGee, along with Ray Kostick, 78 and 55 coming on. Kostick is the guy they call the little backer, and the big backer, you know who he is? Sam Hunt. Second down and 8. Dowdy and DeRue now the wide receivers. Brian DeRue, 87 in the game. Washington down to the 35-yard line. Ray Hamilton, number 71, getting up. He undercut him. Sugar Bear. Landry, Paul, is 8 out of 10 for 52 yards, having a very fine first half.
Well, he's a 58% quarterback. You know, the guy's had a lot of experience. He can throw the football. All you got to do is give him time.
Landry, who played in Detroit, was their number 1 draft choice back in '68. 3rd and 6 coming for the Colts at the Patriot 35-yard line. McCauley and Washington are in the backfield now. Adams is in at right end for the Patriots, and Too much time is my guess. Referee Gordon McCarter indicates too much time. Coming up later on NBC, most of you will see the long-awaited battle between the San Diego Chargers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, those of you watching in the Boston area will not, as you're seeing today's action live with the sellout crowd here.
Offense.
The reason to delay a game, Jay, one thing, the New England Patriots will give you a four-man front, but they don't give you the same people all the time. You'll get Lunsford, Hamilton, Bishop, and maybe McGee, or Julius Adams in this last case here. And when you come up to the line of scrimmage and the quarterback starts to see different people all the time, it changes your thinking quite a bit, and that's what happened to Landry.
3rd down and 11. Landry throwing, and it is no good. Washington was out of bounds. The coverage by Ray Kostick, the linebacker, as well as Mike Haynes over there, but the pass taken out of bounds.
Landry gets a shot by Ray Hamilton right here. They had a deal working on the inside between the end and the tackle, but he does have time to get the ball off. Hamilton hits him in the back. This is close.
Hamilton, the mainstay certainly of this Patriot defense over the years. Punting situation. Bucky Dilts, his first punt of the day, 38.1 average. Mike Haynes back to receive. Haynes averaging 3.2 per punt return.
Bucky Dilts punting.
Just did get it away. It was Don Hasselbeck who almost blocked it. Ball goes out of bounds on the far sideline, and it is spotted at the 10-yard line.
I don't know how he missed it. Watch number 80. He goes by Bucky Dilts. If he goes down in front of him, he's worried about hitting the punter. But if he goes right down in front of him, look at number 80. Look where he is. He's already by the ball.
Hasselbeck does a super job on the specialty teams. A 29-yard punt. 9:28 remaining. We're in the second quarter. Here in Foxborough, the Patriots lead the Colts 13-7. Back with more in a moment. The Patriots will put it in play at their own 10-yard line. Grogan is 6 out of 6 for 85 yards. Cunningham has rushed for 19 yards on 4 carries. He's out of the lineup. Ivory back there has 22 yards on 4 carries. And it is Horace Ivory breaking through. Oh, he almost went all the way. The one man who made the play was Lyle Blackwood. He stopped the touchdown.
And I'll tell you right now, no one would have caught him because there was nobody over here to back up Blackwood. Take a look at it. The cross blocking in the line, Simonetti does not get to the hole, number 56. And watch what happens here. Lyle Blackwood saves a touchdown because he was gone.
The Patriots. Paul, this is probably as fine a running attack in a month or so for these Patriots. 8:50
That's all they
to
have
go.
to do is run the ball.
Horace Ivory. Ivory gets near the 25-yard line. The stop made by Ed Simonetti, number 56. We pause briefly now for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is WBAL-TV, Baltimore 11.
Jay Randolph along with Paul McGuire. 13-7 New England in the second quarter. Ehrman 76 and Fields 79 in on defense. The pass to Russ Francis. Francis is at the 40 and brought down from behind by Bruce Laird. Russ Francis, who had caught 32 for 433 yards coming into today's game, making a big catch. First down.
Jay, the big man is so good. The blocking in the line holds up very well. The catch is just outstanding. And Lyle Blackwood misses the tackle, number 44. Laird saves the touchdown. What an excellent tight end this man is.
Francis did not play for the Patriots in Baltimore a couple of weeks ago, and he was sorely missed. He is a big factor. 43-yard play. Ivory trying to get outside. He does. Ivory down at the 7-yard line. Bruce Laird brought him down. Horace Ivory, and these Patriots are running the football, a 25-yard pickup.
You want to see how fast he really is? Watch the move he makes to get by Simonini. He just outruns Simonini, and Simonini is not slow, not by any means. You'll see number 56 try to catch him right here in the picture. He's just gone. And Bruce Laird saves a touchdown. Good cutback. Laird hangs on.
Laird is playing close to home. He's from Scituate, Massachusetts. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Say that again.
Well, once was enough. First and goal to go. 6-yard line. And it is Ivory at the 5. Mighty up just over the 5-yard line. Simonini 56 and Shiver 54 there. Along with Herb Orvis, 88. Clock running as we have 7 minutes to play in this first half. The Patriots are leading 13-7. Ivory was 63 yards on 8 carries.
3 plays in this drive almost went all the way. The first one to Ivory down around the 10-yard line. The one to Francis, he could not run Laird. And the second one to Ivory for the 25-yard gain.
Play action fake. Brogan throwing. Touchdown! Harold Jackson! He beat Doug Nettles on the play, and the Patriots look very sharp on that drive.
It's a simple bootleg, but what happens is Jackson comes all the way from the right-hand side of the field to the left-hand side of the field. Very tough coverage for the cornerman to stay with him all that way. And Brogan found him wide open for the touchdown. That's a beautiful play, beautiful execution. Take a look at it. You're going to see Jackson come all the way across the field wide open. Nettles, goodbye.
Brogan, when he is good, is like the little girl with the curl. He is very, very good. 8 for 8, 133 yards. The point after. Smith puts it up out of the hold of Brogan. It is good. 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining to be played. We're in the first half, and here in Foxborough, the Patriots lead the Colts 20-7.
Here it is again. Brogan rolled to his left, sets up. There's Herb Orvis, number 88. He just doesn't have time to get to him. Jackson's wide open. Touchdown. Beautiful.
More of this action coming up in just a moment. John Smith kicks off. Nesby Glasgow is downfield, but it is McCauley at the 5. He's at the 10, the 15, up to the 20 and out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Don McCauley on the return. We get word, Paul McGuire, that Roger Carr has gone to the locker room as we look at a headhunter here.
That's Boobin, I'll tell you, number 63. He gets banged by everybody. This guy, this is what you call, you got to sacrifice your body. They're hitting him in the front, in the back, in the side.
He went to school at Tufts, you know. He only played 1 year of high school football, that fella. First and 10 at the 22-yard line. A long shot for Dowdy, overthrown, coverage by Ray Claiborne. I want to get back to Roger Carr being out of action. Oh, you. Second down and 10. Washington. And he got to the 21-yard line and is hit hard by Julius Adams. Adams, number 85, along with Mel Lunsford, 72, were there. There's the scoring drive for the Patriots. Didn't take very long, 2:48. The Patriots leading 20-7. 6:15 to go in the second quarter. Joe Washington and Don McCauley in the backfield for the Colts. Bedoin comes out, and Rick Sanford is in the secondary. Sanford and Fox at the safety slots with Claiborne and Haynes now. 3rd and 10. And the Patriots show pressure and then back off. Landry steps up. He throws. Penalty marker down. The ball was almost intercepted. Almost intercepted by Tim Fox, number 48. There is Fox out of Canton, Ohio, where the Hall of Fame for the pro football world is situated. As we mentioned, the penalty marker is down. Indication is it's against Baltimore. Pass appeared to be intended for Brian DeRue.
Illegal procedure, false start on the offensive center. Decline, 4th down.
Call against Ken Mendenhall, the 9-year veteran from Oklahoma, dropping back. Mike Haynes to receive the punt. Bucky Dilts set the kick to him with 5:42 left in the second quarter.
Yourself, and he did a great job. They worried about Hasselbeck, so they blocked him at the line of scrimmage. They almost tore Hasselbeck's head off, but Sanford comes in. Bucky Dilch just takes too much time. You've got to start moving at the ball. You don't have that much time to let it go. And watch Sanford right here. Makes the block, takes it right off his foot. The ball bounces back up into his hands. 6.
Paul, you've been there many times. That's a terrible feeling with that man right there in front of you.
Only twice.
You only had 2 blocked in all those years. John Smith. Grogan holding with Kavanaugh out of the lineup. Kavanaugh had surgery for bone chips and might be ready to play in a week or 2. Let's watch the right here.
Let's take a look at Dilcher. Look at, he's trying to turn the ball over, and he's just fooling or making too many mistakes, fooling around with the ball too much. When you know they're coming and they line up like that, you can see that as a kicker. You know you've got to rush the ball. You don't have time.
That's a great thrill for the #1 draft choice of the Patriots. New England leading 27-7. Back with more in a moment. They're late in the second quarter at Cleveland. Cleveland defeating Miami at the moment. The Patriots winning big here at this point. That's Nesby Glasgow over the 25, fumble, and at the 38-yard line, we'll wait and see. The Patriots say they have it. The indication is that New England has recovered, and in under the pile, number 34, Prentice McRae came up with the ball. Well, at the moment, everything going the Patriots' way. That's the first turnover in the first half. After, of course, the punt that was taken in moments ago by Rick Sanford. But that's the first fumble that the Colts have lost. First and 10 at the 38-yard line. Penalty marker goes down. It's intercepted. Coming back with it. There's Glasgow. Glasgow playing in the secondary. John Hanna making the stop. Penalty marker down. The indication is it'll go against the Colts.
And I think what's being called is a head slap. They're taking all the fun out of the game.
Referee Gordon McCarter, his crew 1 man shy.
You know, it's not so bad being down 27-7. That's bad enough. But to turn over the kickoff and then make an interception to get the ball right back again and then lose it on a penalty, that really has to hurt.
Personal foul, illegal head slap, number 73 defense. Ball reverts to the offense. First down.
Call against Ron Fernandez, and there is a very upset Ted Marchibroda. Baltimore, right there's the statistic. They have had problems with penalties.
98 of them coming into this game.
Grogan throwing, and it is incomplete. Harold Jackson, the intended receiver. The coverage back there by Doug Nettles.
That's big Glasgow and Doug Nettles. I'll tell you, they're trying to take his head off right here. Watch Nettles. If Nettles is playing the ball instead of the man, but you're not supposed to do that. You play the man. The ball hit Nettles right in the head.
Nettles was questionable for today's game with a jammed finger. That's the first miss by Grogan in this football game this afternoon, throwing the football. 5:08 left to play in this first half. New England leading 27-7. New England now with 14 first downs. Sprinting out, Grogan throwing back against the grain to the tight end, incomplete. Russ Francis couldn't handle it. The play was read very, very well by Nesby Glasgow.
This is the longest screen I've ever seen. Russ Francis lines up on the right-hand side of the field, runs all the way back to the left-hand side of the field, but he's covered very well. This is excellent coverage by Nesby Glasgow. Right there, and pops him.
Glasgow, a number 2 draft choice, went to school at the University of Washington. Washington still with a shot at the Rose Bowl. USC plays UCLA next week. You'll see the Rose Bowl, of course, with Ohio State. After that victory yesterday over Michigan, they'll represent the Big Ten, and it'll be right here on NBC New Year's Day. 5 minutes to play in this first half. 3rd and 10. Grogan steps up and throws, and it is interference. Charge as Russ Francis was going for the ball. The call will go against Reggie Pinckney. Pinckney, who was back there, number 37, the extra man in the prevent defense, is called for pass interference. And there he is. He just made enough contact to slow Francis down and got the call against him.
All right, here's the play. Right at the end of the play, he pushes him in the back. And I don't think that Russ Francis would have been able to get to the ball anyway, Jay.
Well,
but he is
so
pushing
sure.
behind.
I'm not so
Number
sure.
37 defense. First down, goal to go.
Another penalty, another mistake. And that's, you know, when you are not a good football team, Baltimore, that they're not. But when you make the mistakes that they make, the turnovers that they make, the penalties, it's very difficult playing an extremely good team like Boston or New England.
And the call goes to Horace Ivory, and he doesn't get in. Leading the way, 54, Sanders Shiver, along with Barry Krause, an extra man in the middle there. Grogan, out of Ottawa, Kansas, played for the Wildcats of Kansas State. And this is his 61st consecutive start at quarterback for the Patriots here today.
Interesting thing about that, he runs the ball an awful lot for this team.
Ivory and Calhoun behind Grogan. Calhoun doesn't get in. Herb Orvis leading the way, number 88. Barry Krause again, 55.
This defensive line is fired up. Watch number 88, Herb Orvis. Lankaitis can't touch him. He just blows by Lankaitis and helps out on the stop. Really slowed up Calhoun. And Simonetti puts a stop on him. But that's good defensive line play. They're moving him backwards now.
Orvis was picked up in a trade from Detroit, the Fred Scott deal, and a draft choice. 3rd and 3.
Play action pass.
And that's it. Rolling to the right. Grogan's in trouble. Gets away. Throws, and it is no touchdown. He was called dead. And Grogan is really upset. Grogan charging the official on the play who had blown the whistle. No touchdown.
The reason I'm laughing, Sanders Shiver just threw Grogan away.
Grogan is explaining to referee Gordon McCarter that the whistle should not have blown. That's the new rule.
Jay,
and he was considered as being stopped.
And it is an excellent call by the official, because if you're going to be consistent with this thing, you've got to keep doing it all the time. You can get the guy killed if you don't. Now watch what happens here. Now Grogan is in the grasp of Cook. Okay, he gets away from him. He steps up. Sanders Shiver right here has him. In the judgment of the official, he was down. And you, like I say, you have to be consistent. If you don't call it the same way all the time, I can understand it.
A better word might be stopped than down, but that was the call. Here's the field goal coming from out at the 14, a 25-yard field goal by John Smith, who is now 15 out of 23 on the year. And the timeout with 3:04 remaining in the first half. The Patriots increase the lead 30-7 over Baltimore.
Jay, you're right, for a better choice of words. He was not down. He was just held up and stopped. All right, there's Cook there. There's Sanders Shiver here. Now, in the judgment of the official, the man is stopped. He can't go anywhere. And to prevent him from really getting killed, they blow the whistle. But I think it was an excellent call.
And protect the quarterback. Here's the kickoff. Nesby Glasgow is not going to take it. It is going to be Ben Gary. Gary loses it, I think. He lost it. The Patriots will get it. Alan Clark.
Lack of concentration best describes this picture. Watch Gary. He looked up. You see, if we can run it back, we'll take a look at it, where he looked up and didn't concentrate on the ball. He looked at the defenders coming down, and this man is sick.
Alan Clark came up with the ball. Patriots have it at the 13-yard line. The Patriots have already scored 24 points in this period. Marcia Broda talking to Gary. The 24 points in this period is the most ever in one period by the Patriots. Rogan trying to get more. Rogan looking, throws back, and it is incomplete. The pass for Harold Jackson, he could not hold on to it. The throw low, he almost made a fine reception.
All right, we're seeing the end of this to Harold Jackson. He almost does. He also has Russ Francis open. He has Morgan open. And on the other side of the end zone, he had number 44 Calhoun open. The reason that happened was Sanders Shiver, number 54, blitz. Grogan got to the outside, and at the end of it, if you take a look at it, realistically, he could have run the ball maybe for a touchdown.
2:49 to go in this first half. Patriots leading 30-7, threatening again. Horace Ivory down to the 12-yard line. Doug Nettles, number 30, came up to stall him along with Ed Simonini, 56. Well, it's been quite a quarter for the Patriots, thanks to some fine play on their part and some very, very big mistakes on the part of these Baltimore Colts. That's that Cleveland-Miami score now at halftime. Cleveland leading Miami. Miami and the Patriots both 7-4 starting today's game.
Baltimore doesn't want to see that score. There's Bert.
Bert Jones along the sidelines. Rogan wants the time, and incomplete. He was going for Russ Francis. There is Jones, who, well, we saw him, Paul, the opening game of the season at Kansas City. He injured that shoulder again, and he's only played basically 2 football games.
Well, I'll tell you, they can't be disappointed with what Landry's doing today. Landry is having an exceptional day. They just can't get the ball to him.
Well, of course, Jones, with his brilliance at times, has created a winning syndrome, and this club has not been able to seem to rally behind Landry. Rogan hit his first 8, now missed his last 4. Ball will be spotted at the 20. 30-yard field goal is up, and it is good. Second field goal of the game for Smith. Now, tack on some more points. Quite a quarter for the Patriots. 2-minute warning going to be given to both benches. We'll be back. The Patriots lead the Colts 33-7. The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. The Patriots, who took a pounding in Denver last week, pounding the Colts 33-7. Coming up at halftime, the NFL report. Bring you up to date on what's happening on this, the 12th Sunday of the season, 1979. And for many of you coming up, Pittsburgh at San Diego later. McCauley and Nesby Glasgow back to receive the kickoff from John Smith. Nesby Glasgow at the 3, at the 15, up to the 20-yard line. Glasgow on the return. Stop made by Bill Matthews, number 53. A minute and 52 seconds for the Colts in which to operate before the end of this first half. This is the 20th game in this series. The Colts have won 11, the Patriots 8. The Colts winning back on October the 28th at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, 31-26. field, Don McCauley. McCauley hit by the rookie, Rick Sanford, playing at the safety spot. The Patriots scored 35 points in the first half earlier this year in a game against the Jets, but this is their best ever quarter. Pass out to Washington, and he couldn't quite see it because of excellent coverage by Sam Hunt out there.
It's good to see the big guy get after him like that. Woo.
Here are the best records in the '79 season. As we look at that, we think about wild card possibilities, of course. The Steelers in San Diego coming up later for most of you. Houston been playing well. Denver's got quite a few games on the road now. Looked like Reese McCall might have jumped. We'll wait and see till they unravel it. Did McCall pull the Patriots off, or did the Patriots move too soon? This big crowd, a sellout, sitting in on this one here in Foxborough.
I don't understand why they're booing on this one. Reese McCall moved, but he's a tight end. He's allowed to move. And Mike Hawkins, the linebacker, just popped him when he moved. You've got to let the receivers move around as much as they want.
To show you that wild card situation
Number
again.
85, defense.
All of these
First
teams
down.
that you're looking at right here, very, very much in it. Cleveland and Miami playing today, both with 7-4 records along with New England. Pass going to McCauley. He fumbled. The ball had been blown dead at the 38-yard line. Steve Nelson stuck his head in there. Mike Hawkins recovered the ball, but it'll be the Colts who have it with 1:05 to go, the clock running. 2nd down and 4, and Landry to go upstairs again, back out to McCauley. 45 up to the 48-yard line. Stop made by Nelson and Paul McGuire. They give him those kind of passes for the rest of the day.
Well, they'll give it to him because they know that a field goal really at this point will not do them that much good. You've got to dump the pass off. What's going to happen is the Colts are going to have to keep using their timeouts. They just took one here. They have 2 left. They've got to get something downfield, at least 15 yards, and throw to the outside. And again, New England will give you that.
33-7 right now, as the Patriots are in excellent command of the situation. It all started with Grogan to Stanley Morgan at 10:54 of the first quarter. Then McCauley scored. Calhoun on a run. Grogan to Jackson. Sanford blocked. Bucky Dilt's punt ran it in. A couple of field goals by Smith. Tonight, Little House Years, the big event on NBC, and Primetime Sunday with Tom Snyder. Another great Sunday night of viewing for you on NBC. At Primetime Sunday tonight, we'll talk about Marines being trained to protect Americans. Almost intercepted, batted away by Ron Schote. Pass intended for Don McCauley. Schote out of Oklahoma, right there, number 56. He's a consistent performer. Was out in '75 with a broken leg and missed a great deal, of course, by this team. A number 2 draft choice back in '75.
Julius Adams was all over Landry. What happens now is that the defensive line knows that he has to throw the football, and they're going to just tee off and go. They have no run responsibility whatsoever.
It is 2nd down and 10 at the 49-yard line with 52 seconds remaining in the first half. Landry in trouble, and the play had been blown dead before he lost the ball back at the 37. Richard Bishop, number 64. Julius Adams, number 87. Mel Lunsford, 72, all there.
All right, here we go. Here's another case of it now on the other side of the coin. If it's not blown dead right here, you watch the defensive line, and they are just flying. There's Adams, 85. He goes on by. Bishop is the man that gets to Landry. Now, if the ball wasn't blown dead right there, it's intentional grounding. So it works both ways.
New England leading the National Football League in quarterback sacks. Coming into today's game, they had 44, and now they had 1, and we have a Colt injured. It is Wade Griffin, the left tackle, number 69, a much improved free agent. Signed on originally as a tight end. Griffin is up, going off under his own power. Van Dyne, number 67, will come in to replace him. Van Dyne backs up at either tackle or guard. Wade Griffin talking things over with Bert Jones on the far side. 47 seconds remaining. Some folks on the hillside enjoying this Sunday afternoon action. Landry getting it out to McCauley. McCauley at the 45 and to the 47-yard line. Short of the first down by about 12 yards. Rod Schoen on the tackle. Bucky Dilts will come on to do the punting with 29 seconds remaining in this first half. The Patriots are leading at 33-7.
He just ought to let the clock go. He doesn't even have to punt it. And they won't. Clock is running down as you see Stanley Morgan back. 10 seconds. Well, a very impressive first half by the Patriots. Coming up, the NFL report. That is the end of the first half here in Foxborough. The score on the board. The New England Patriots 33. The Baltimore Colts 7. (33-7). The New England Patriots coming back after being pasted in Mile High Stadium last week, and through this first half, I'm sure they have regained a bit of their confidence.
They really have, Jan. I think the most impressive thing that we have to think about is the running game of New England. They are running the ball better now than I think they have all year long. And when they get down near the playoffs at the end of the season, you know that New England has a passing game. They've got excellent receivers. But when you get into the area of playoffs, you've got to have some type of a running game. And today they're getting the confidence with their offensive line, and they're letting them go with it.
And we've been very impressed with the play of Gary Petts, 77, on the line, who has been picked up this week and done an excellent job. Shelby Jordan not able to go today at right tackle. 33-7, Patriots. Let's go to NFL 79 in New York.
79 in New York, and even as you are watching the Patriots romp, the Bears are out in front of the Jets, the Browns out in front of the Dolphins. We'll have scores, we'll have highlights, plus we will have a special update from NBC News on the hostage situation in Tehran. We will have statements from hostages being held inside the embassy. All that after these messages from your local station. Hello again, everyone. Brian Gumble and Mike Adamley. We welcome you back to NFL 79. This is week number 12 of the season. We will get you caught up on the scores and highlights. But first, this update from NBC News. 3 Americans, 2 men and 1 woman, held hostage in Iran were permitted to appear before news cameras today. Here now, first NBC pictures and the hostage statements from inside the embassy compound.
It is night in Iran. 3 of the hostages to be released were paraded in front of newsmen a short while ago. They are Marine Sergeant Lordell Maples, Kathy Gross, and Marine Sergeant William Quarles. Maples answered a question about the Shah.
I don't know that much about the Shah. I've heard much about him, and I've heard of the things that he might have done while he was here. I can't say that he should be returned for trial or not. I don't know. But if it so be it, it will be done.
Our conditions here have been very good. We haven't had any problems. We've been fed more than fairly. We've slept nights. There haven't been any problems physically. Maybe people have been mentally upset, but other than that, we haven't had any problems.
Michael Silver, NBC News, New York.
Again, those statements made by 3 people still being held hostage in Iran. Those statements from inside the embassy compound. Should further developments warrant an update, you'll get it right here on NBC. Let's turn our attention now back to football in Cleveland. The Browns going against the Dolphins, 2 7-4 teams. Two teams with playoff aspirations in a very big ball game today. The Brownies out in front early in the third period of the Dolphins, 7-3. And Mike, we knew coming into this that the Dolphins could play defense this well. Are you surprised the Browns are turning in such a great defensive effort?
Well, after getting wiped out by Seattle last week, I'm sure Sam Rutigliano's stress defense, in particular a pass rush because of those good wide receivers for Miami. As Cleveland goes, or as this Brian Sipe goes, so go the Browns. But AFC's second leading rusher, Mike Pruitt, also has done some great work here. 75 yards in the first half alone, including that 24-yard run, which set up Cleveland's first touchdown. Greasy did find Duriel Harris for 33 yards to set up an Uwe von Schaumann field goal of 38 yards to make it 7-3. And Bryant, both these teams 7-4, so needless to say, a key ball game.
It certainly is. Alrighty, we understand that in that ball game in Cleveland, Miami is on the drive right now. Miami trailing in this ball game, as you see. Browns out in front, 7-3. Let's go there live, and we will check in with our announcers, Charlie Jones and Len Dawson.
This is Charlie Jones, Len Dawson. We're at Cleveland Municipal Stadium, where the Cleveland Browns are leading the Miami Dolphins 7-3 in the first half. Pat Moriarty scored for Cleveland from 2 yards out. Uwe von Schaumann kicked a field goal. That was the score at halftime, 7-3. Tom Darden of the Browns, shaken up just a moment ago, came out. Now he comes back in. The line of scrimmage is the Cleveland 9-yard line. Miami has the ball. Second down and 8. They started this drive back on their own 33. Pushed back through. Touchdown for the Miami Dolphins. It is Delvin Williams. Williams coming back off of that rib injury scores. The Dolphins are out in front for the first time.
Well, we don't miss an awful lot here at NFL 79, so the Dolphins move out in front in that ball game 9-7 over the Browns. That pending the extra point. We'll get word of it to you before we hop away. Dallas against Washington. Big ball game going on in the nation's capital. The Redskins pulling the surprise right now over the 8-3 Cowboys. At the half, out in front 14-3. Theismann, a 4-yard pass to John McDaniel. Riggins, a 3-yard touchdown run. If you want a stat that should bother Tom Landry, how's this one? The Cowboys haven't rushed for a touchdown in their last 4 games. Big ball game going on in Chicago, too. The Bears and the Jets, two teams with playoff hopes going at it. 14-6, Bears out in front early in the third period, but so far been a costly game. Walter Payton has been rushed to the sidelines with a shoulder injury. What's the report, Mike?
Well, apparently we thought it was a shoulder injury. However, looking at the monitors, we have seen that Walter is now sporting a neck brace, so perhaps something is wrong with his neck. The Jets figured to win this ball game because of their outstanding offensive line, perhaps the best in all of football. And it was going to be that way early on when Todd found Jerome Barkham in the end zone for this score. However, Tony Linhart's extra point was blocked by Mike Spivey, number 47. And the Bears took advantage as Mike Phipps later on found Ricky Watts, the rookie out of Tulsa, for 21 yards. He beats cornerback Johnny Lynn there. Extra point was good. The Bears led 7-6. Richard Todd went back to pass in the second quarter. He was looking for Derek Gaffney. Instead, Terry Schmidt, the cornerback, picks it off, and it sets up this 1-yard touchdown run by Dave Williams to give Chicago a 14-6 lead. Willie McClendon has replaced Walter Payton in the Chicago backfield. He's a rookie out of Georgia who has looked very good, but he is no Walter Payton. Let's hope there's nothing serious.
And I think we got to nominate Tony Linhart as Walt Michaels' least favorite person. The last 2 weeks, 3 missed extra points and a missed field goal. Not too good. Also, updating that Miami-Cleveland game, the extra point was good. Dolphins out in front of the Browns 10-7. Okay, 2 of the NFL's have-nots playing in Buffalo. Green Bay out in front of Buffalo at the half. That score 12-6. The ball game you're watching up in Foxborough, New England, just whopping all over the Baltimore Colts. You know, Mike, it was the Colts' misfortune to run into the Patriots today after they were embarrassed by Denver last week.
And again, they had to start a game without the services of Burt Jones. He was replaced by Greg Landry, and usually the Colts do not win, nor do they fare very well. It looks that's what's happening in New England today. Steve Grogan, he has been outstanding at one point in the second quarter, 8 for 8, 137 yards. He's got 2 touchdown passes already, which gives him the league lead over Terry Bradshaw with 22. Bradshaw has 21.
And, you know, maybe we have been a bit unfair to Mr. Grogan. As Ron Earhart said last week, the guy is having a super year. Maybe he does kind of go to sleep at the controls from time to time, but 21 TD passes is nothing to laugh about. And right now, 33-7 is only a laughing matter in the Patriot dressing room. Okay, Mike, two other ball games. St. Louis, Philadelphia in the third period. That score standing right now at 6-6. Detroit and Minnesota are scoreless in the second. Don't forget, later today, big doubleheader day on NBC. One of the big games has Pittsburgh playing on the coast against the Chargers in San Diego. And then after football steps aside, a special 3-hour big event as the Engels relive the Little House years. That followed by Primetime Sunday with Tom Snyder. For a second half of football, let's go back to Foxborough.
There's a look at the folks here in Foxborough as we swing back into Schaefer Stadium. Here at halftime, two teams coming back onto the field. New England leading it 33-7. You see that truck there with the paintings of George and Martha Washington. They are actually reproductions of the famous Stuart paintings that are here in Boston. The Smithsonian Institution trying to take them away from Boston. They have a drive here, Paul, to try and keep the paintings here in what many call, of course, the cradle of liberty, along with the Philadelphia area. All the country up here would like to keep those paintings here, but they want them in Washington. Seems like everybody ends up in Washington eventually, I guess.
I think New England would like to keep Baltimore here for the remaining of their games, the way this game's going.
33-7.
Very difficult to explain what has happened, for the simple reason that Baltimore is a little bit better, not a whole lot better than what you're seeing. I think what I don't want to see is a team like this quit. You know, they've got to come back. You're going to find out who the strong players are in a game like this. The game is virtually over as far as Baltimore's concerned. I've seen too many teams come back, and I think if
had a game earlier in the year, 24-0. As Cincinnati was leading Houston, and Houston
came back. It's a much better football team, but I think, you know, if Baltimore has a chance to get back, they have to do it early in the first half, or in the second half.
All right, we're looking now at these Baltimore Colts, and now there is Steve Grogan. Grogan had an excellent first half.
Apart a little bit. You know, Baltimore got the ball, went the whole length of the field. It was 7-6 at that point. I thought we're going to have a good high-scoring game. We do have a high-scoring game, but I thought with both teams, and then the mistakes came, the penalties came, the fumbles came. And New England just capitalized on everything, and with a strong passing game, finally, as we said before, New England put together some type of a running game, and that's what they're going to need when it comes down to the playoffs.
Jay Randolph along with Paul McGuire here at Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough as we get set to go to the second half of action. Back to receive McCauley along with Nesby Glasgow. John Smith will put it in play. Talking about the playoffs, Paul, of course, the criteria, if there is a division tie, is head-to-head competition. Best won and lost and tied percentage within division. And, of course, New England beat Miami here 28-13 earlier in the season. The kick coming down, going out of bounds, and we're going to do it again.
The one thing that a team like New England has to do, and I'm not saying because you've got Baltimore in a situation where you have them 33-7 to pour it on and really make them look bad. But you can't really sit back and say, okay, we're 26 points ahead. Let's just sit on it. You still have to do the things that you're going to do in the next game and the game after that, and that's be sharp. You've got to work on your... It's a good chance for them now. They've had a bad running game so far this year. Work on it. Do some things. throw when you have to throw. And if Baltimore gives you the pass, take it.
Be nice if they had Kavanaugh today and had a chance to use the young quarterback. He might be back in a week to 2 weeks after the surgery to remove bone chips from his knee. Nesby Glasgow at the 15, the 20, 25, got a block, got to the 30, and goes down. Nesby Glasgow bumped hard by John Zamberlin, who played very well on the specialty units.
Well, this is what it's all about when it comes down to it, special teams. Watch 54, Zamberlin right here. Just an excellent hit, and down went Nesby Glasgow.
It is Greg Landry at quarterback, number 11. The offensive unit will have Joe Washington and Don Hardiman, 20 and 36. The wide receivers, Dowdy, 35, and DeRue, 87, as Carr went out with that hamstring problem early. Reese McCall, 86, the tight end. Mendenhall is at center, 57, flanked by Pratt, 61, and Huff, 62. And it is Van Dyne at left tackle, 67. Hart, 68 at the right tackle spot. Wade Griffin went off earlier for the Colts. The referee, Gordon McCarter, having something to say to Ted Marchibroda. Mr. McCarter lost Tony Kramer, his umpire, in the early going with a leg injury. We have an officials crew, one short. Landry 12 out of 19 for 86 yards. And it is 33-7 as the Colts try to get something going. Hand off to Washington, and it was Richard Bishop, number 64. Bishop, who was at Cincinnati, cut twice by them, played in the CFL, a free agent find out of Louisville. The defensive unit with Bishop 64 and Lunsford 72 at the ends. The inside backers are Hunt and Nelson, 50 and 57. The nose man, Hamilton, 71. The outside backers, Hawkins and Schote, 59 and 56. Claiborne, Haynes, Sanford, and Fox in the secondary. McCauley in the backfield now, replacing Hardiman. Pass out to McCauley at the 30. He gets near the 31-yard line before he was pulled back. And it was Steve Nelson, 57, doing it again. Rod Schote, 56, also on the tackle.
All right, we're going to take a look at their linebackers here. Nelson, 57. Just take a look at them. They're dropping back. They read pass because the screen does show the pass, and now they come up to make the play. Number 62 right there, Ken Huff, does not make a block. It's not because that he didn't know who to block. It's when the back is making his moves like McCauley did, it's very difficult to line up a man.
3rd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Penalty marker down. Landry throwing, and his arm was hit as he got it away. Incomplete pass, but it looked like the Patriots might have jumped offside. Tony McGee, I think, got a piece of the arm of Landry as he was attempting to pass. Landry has been sacked 30 times coming into today's game.
Fowler offside. They got 2 men offside, Lunsford and Hamilton.
Offside, number 72 defense. Repeat, 3rd down.
Call against Mel Lunsford. You know, talking about Landry being sacked. Sacks are nothing new for Landry. He was sacked 55 times for 400 yards while playing with the Lions back in '76. Landry throws, McCauley, and he's got a 1st down as he vaults out over the 45 to the 47-yard line. McCauley, who played at North Carolina, has had some shoulder problems. He's going out. He has 7 catches today, and that is a total of 46 on the year.
Well, Jay, to get back in this ball game, Baltimore has to throw the ball. We know that. And with the combination of Joe Washington and Don McCauley in the backfield, it is an excellent combination because now you have 5 real good receivers.
Washington sweeping it outside. Right at midfield, he goes down. Washington started the day with 592 yards, 7th in the AFC. Hawkins 59, Hunt 50 on the tackle.
All right, 57 is Nelson, 50 is Hunt. Now watch the two linebackers. They're moving to the outside, playing the runner. They're keeping the runner in line. Nelson takes on the blocker. Hunt makes the tackle. That's just teamwork.
2nd down and 7 at midfield. Patriots showing a blitz, now back off a bit. And they run outside, and a fine play is made by Rod Choate. Choate, a very, very consistent performer, as we've said, making the tackle on Washington.
This is a good play if you can beat the outside linebacker. That's the one thing that Joe Washington could not do. Look at the tackle that Choate made right at the ankles. Didn't give Washington a chance to get his feet up in the air. Good play by the defense.
A loss of 2 yards. 11.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The Patriots lead it 33-7. The Patriots having their biggest quarter in their history in the 2nd period here. Landry is down, back at the 28-yard line. Ray Kostick, little backer from Mississippi State.
Yeah, but Jay, number 56, Rod Choate, again, is the man that really puts the heat on Landry. You'll see him coming in at the bottom of your screen. Rod Choate does not get blocked by Robert Pratt. And Ed Kostick comes in and puts the finishing touches on it. This defense looks very, very strong.
Loss of 17 yards. Punting time for Bucky Dilts. Already had one blocked. He'll try to get this one away a little quicker. Stanley Morgan downfield. No rush this time. Morgan lets it hit. He was looking right into the sun. It goes out of bounds. And the Patriots will have it at their own 43-yard line, a 29-yard punt. 10 minutes, 41 seconds remaining to be played. We're in the 3rd quarter at Foxborough. The Patriots lead the Colts 33-7. Patriots setting up shop, Paul, at their own 43-yard line.
29-yard punt, Jay. What happened the punt before that? Dilts had it blocked for a touchdown. He's got it in the back of his mind. He rushed the kick and only got a 29-yarder out of it.
Grogan at quarterback with Calhoun and Ivory. Handoff going to Ivory and down just about at the line of scrimmage. Ed Simonetti, the linebacker, 56, was there. Cunningham came off limping in the 1st half. Looked like it might be an ankle problem, and we have not seen him return since that time. So it has been Ivory and Calhoun, and the Patriots have run the ball very well. Jackson 29 and Morgan 86 are the wide receivers. Russ Francis playing at the tight end spot. Patriots really happy to have him back. He means so much. Grogan throws, almost intercepted by Reggie Pinckney, who's playing the strong safety. Appeared to be headed for Harold Jackson. Miami is leading in the 3rd quarter at Cleveland 10-7. Delvin Williams, a 9-yard run. There are the standings. New England and Miami atop the AFC East. The Colts go to a nickel defense. 3rd and 11 coming up. 10 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. 33-7 Patriots.
Here they come.
Grogan got it away, beat the blitz, and it is complete to Harold Jackson. Oh, he read the blitz and threw in time. Penalty marker down, back upfield.
Jay, that's the same play he threw in the 1st quarter of the game when he hit Harold Jackson. The same way. They're going to bring this one back. I think it's a holding penalty. But the fact still remains, Grogan read the defense, got the audible out to Harold Jackson, and look at this pass. It is beautiful. He gets nailed by Sanders Shiver, but that pass is right on the money.
Let's see who the penalty was called on.
Holding, number 61, offense, repeat 3rd down.
Sam Adams called for the infraction. It wipes out a 32-yard gain.
Well, we found out one thing. Patriots ran the first down. They ran the ball, didn't gain any yards, and he came right back broken and threw the football, and he threw it again on third down. So you know they're not going to sit on this lead.
Handoff going to Calhoun. Calhoun gets outside up to the 42-yard line. Calhoun started the day with 291 yards and a 3.3 average. Stan White, the linebacker, making the tackle. Well, we're going to get a chance to show you Eddie Hare for the first time today. Hare had one blocked last week out of Tulsa, number 4 draft choice, and he hasn't been too sharp.
Watch him. They're going to go after him. Here they come.
Just did get it away. Nesby Glasgow downfield. Ball goes to the far sideline, out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Alan Clark was down there. I think I said Nesby Glasgow, but I meant to say Alan Clark. Timeout here after a 39-yard punt. 33-7 Patriots. The Colts ready to go. 1st and 10, the 20-yard line. Hand off to Washington. Almost stepped away, but was hit at the 22 and went down. Roy Hamilton on the tackle. Let's pause briefly now for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is WBAL-TV, Baltimore 11.
33-7, New England over Baltimore. Ray Hamilton making the play very nicely against Washington that last time. 2nd and 7 at the 23. Long throw for Washington, overthrown from Landry. With Paul McGuire, the old linebacker, the old punter, and one of the original members of the AFL back in 1960. This is Jay Randolph. Hope you're enjoying the action. I know it's a tough day for those of you watching in the Baltimore area, but the Patriots have taken advantage of every break, and they have made a lot of their own breaks and lead at 33-7. Washington, 38 yards on 9 carries, but he has not gained in his last 6 opportunities. 3rd and 7 for the Colts. The throw comes out to McCauley, and he is up over the 30 and steps out of bounds at the 33-yard line and has got a first down. The coverage by Mike Haynes, who ran him out. Clock stopped with 8:24 to play, 3rd quarter.
The play before this, Landry had Joe Washington isolated on the linebackers to the outside. He had him on number 59, Mike Hawkins. This time, he had Don McCauley coming out to this side on number 56, Rod Choate. What they're giving him is one-on-one coverage with the linebackers coming on the backs, coming out of the backfield. What he has to do is take it, start throwing it to his back.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line for Baltimore. Play action fake. Landry going to the far side and a bad throw. He was trying to get it to Brian DeRue, the first-year man from Redlands out in California, and the pass out to the right too far. Cleveland, 14-10 over Miami, and I don't think they've announced that score here in the stadium yet, because well, here it is right now. They just announced it, I think, because we get pretty good roar from down below. Brian Sipe throwing to Newsom, a 14-yarder. 14-10, Cleveland over Miami. 2:44 left in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 10. Landry rolling, got running room. Landry out and very close to the first down. I think he stepped out just about a foot shy of the marker. And I might tell you that marker over there on the far sideline, the red marker they put on the sideline, you see it right there in the left of your picture, that is not necessarily official. They use the chains always and not the marker.
He was hoping to get a block from Reese McCall, and Reese McCall couldn't make a block for him.
Pittsburgh, the defending world champions, at San Diego. Big win today, and it'll be seen coming up over most of these same stations. You folks in the New England area, of course, will not see it because you're watching just the Boston area, I should say, will not see it. There's Dowdy coming in motion. The handoff to McCauley, and Mike Haynes came across from right corner to make a big play. Haynes out of Arizona's fame.
If they had that play to run one more time, they would have fired the ball to Dowdy going to the outside. Nobody blocks Haynes, and watch what he does. He comes across. Hardiman did not get his man, and they tackle McCauley for a loss. Now they have to turn the ball over again.
Pretty good indication why Haynes has played in 3 consecutive Pro Bowl games. Punting situation, Bucky Dilts.
Punting. Stanley Morgan back deep for New England.
Dilts booms this one. Morgan backing up, looking up into the sun, takes it at the 20. Morgan trying to get out. Got a blow. Penalty marker goes down. Here comes Morgan up the sideline. Back into the middle. There is a penalty marker down, but Morgan is going to go, and we'll have to wait and see. 79 yards, and now we'll wait for the officials to unravel it. This crowd on its feet, thrilled by that performance by the Roadrunner, Stanley Morgan.
I'll tell you, one guy got his clock cleaned down at the other end of the field. Oh, man.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. The kicking team.
Touchdown for the Patriots. That's the second punt that has been turned into a touchdown. Earlier the one was blocked. Watch Morgan.
Watch what happens to number 55, Ferry Krause. Goodbye. He just caught his lunch. Stanley Morgan, the wall is already set. Nesby Glasgow is the only guy that really has a chance. They put him on the ground. Sanders Shiver is blocked. Bucky Dilts has no chance whatsoever. And that's the end of a beautiful punt return.
Dynamite. Point after coming. Brogan holding in place of the injured Matt Cavanaugh. John Smith, the Englishman. It is up, and it is good. 7 minutes and 5 seconds remaining to be played. Third quarter. Patriots now out on top, 40-7.
Brian Gumble in New York reporting that in Cleveland the Browns have gone ahead of the Dolphins. Here's how the score was set up. Brian Sipe with lots of time looking and finding Reggie Rucker way downfield. Rucker makes the catch, forced out of bounds inside the 10. The play covers 54 yards. And then 3rd and goal, Brian Sipe rolling left, off balance, under pressure, completes it. Great catch by Ozzie Newsome. Touchdown. Touchdown pass number 21 of the year for Sipe. Browns 14, Dolphins 10. Let's go back to Foxborough and Jay Randolph.
And thank you very much, Brian Gumble, as we gave you an opportunity to see that go-ahead score in Cleveland. And the Patriots fans thrilled with this performance here, 40-7. And they're watching that score, of course, in Cleveland with Miami and the Browns.
The ball's being teed up on the 50-yard line, Jay, because of that personal foul.
Personal foul. The ball will be kicked from midfield by John Smith. And it is taken by Glasgow and down. The longest punt return in Patriot history belongs to Mike Haynes, 89 yards versus Buffalo, November 7th of 76. Mac Herron had a 66-yarder, so the one we saw just a few moments ago, 79-yarder, will move in front of Herron's.
You know, you really have to question that punt return again. Was it 79 yards or was it 96 yards? Because the reason being that it doesn't count until he starts moving upfield, Jay. And did he start when he caught the ball? If he was moving backwards with the ball, then it goes all the way back to where he started, his forward motion.
Well, I'll get our stats people to make sure that we get an official word on that. At the moment, we'll call it 79.
And he'll take it.
I guarantee you. Tonight, spend the evening with the Angles. Little House Year is a very special big event tonight. And then Primetime Sunday, tonight on NBC. Washington coughed it up. Rod Schote recovers. Another turnover, and the Patriots get it right back. Oh, what a tough day for the Colts.
And there's still 22 minutes to play in this ball game. Schote's not going to give the ball back. He's going to take it home. No, that's mine. That's it.
I better start looking up most points in the game.
There may not be enough room on the scoreboard.
56, I think it is. Owen coming in. Tom Owen will do the quarterbacking, the 6-year man from Wichita State. Handoff going to Alan Clark, who's in the backfield now, the rookie. Tackle made by Simonini and a couple of his pals. Tom Owen, involved in the Jim Plunkett deal back in '76. Out of Turner High School in the Kansas City area. 21 out of 40 passes, 208 yards, 52.8%. Many of you saw him perform last week out in Denver. That's a tough place to play. And of course the Patriots are putting it on the Colts just like the Broncos put it on the Pats last week. Second down and 9. Owens' first throw of the day. Going to the far sideline and overthrows his intended receiver, who is Don Westbrook, who is in there now, number 83, the third-year man from Nebraska. Westbrook trying to get under to make his 7th catch of the year, just couldn't get there. Coverage by Larry Brazil, the right corner man.
I don't think the New England Patriots took kindly to the fact that Baltimore beat New England in Baltimore, do you?
No, I don't. Of course, we're both reminded that Cunningham and Francis did not play in that football game, and Jones did play for the Colts and rallied them, and it was a good afternoon for Baltimore. 40-7, the Patriots lead it with 6 minutes left in this third quarter. Nickel defense for Baltimore. Owen steps up and throws. Good catch by Calhoun, and down he goes. Calhoun had to go high to pick it off. Herb Orvis, 88, and Sanders Shiver, 54, on the play. Eddie Hare will come on to do the punting now on 4th and 12.
I didn't know there was that much of a win. I thought
now they're bringing John Smith out. Maybe they're going to try Hare holding. That's it. They're going to try Hare holding. Grogan has held for the afternoon and had one very bad one that cost Smith an extra point, so Eddie Hare's getting a chance to hold. At the 32, a 42-yard kick. It's good! 42-yard field goal. And maybe they found another holder. Timeout. 5:18 remaining in the third quarter. The Patriots increasing the lead, piling it on. It's 43-7. With Paul McGuire, Jay Randolph at Foxborough, Massachusetts. John Smith will kick off. There's Steve Grogan. Last week when you saw him on the sidelines in the first half of Denver, he didn't know where he was. Today he does.
The whole team knows where they are.
Back upfield, Nesby Glasgow at the 25, the 30. Penalty marker down. Glasgow at the 40, at the 50, and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. John Smith shoved him out, but there is a penalty marker down back at the 23-yard line.
Clipping against Baltimore.
Another penalty to this penalty-ridden club.
Now this is an interesting, it's not clipping, it's hitting, they call it hitting below the knees. You are not allowed to block below the waist on any of the returns, and that man has got to be sick.
His team is the most penalized in the National Football League. Penalties sure do hurt your coaching, I tell you that, when you have those problems.
Well, I think, and the biggest problem, I think that it's got to be more upsetting to the Baltimore fans and to the coaching staff.
Personal foul, blocking low during the kick return, number 67 receivers. First down.
Bob Van Dyne. But what I was going to say is when your veterans are making the mistakes, Jay, not your young people, but your older veterans are making those mistakes, that really hurts your ball pro.
Washington leading Dallas. Look at this score, 21-6, third quarter. Greg Breaking through is Washington. He's out to about the 18-yard line before Julius Adams gets him. In that Washington game, Theismann has thrown for a couple of touchdowns, one to McDaniel, one to Clarence Harmon. Riggins has scored. The only scoring for Dallas, a 34 and 37-yard field goals by Septien. And the Dallas Cowboys, losers last week on Monday night to Philadelphia, going down to Washington today. That's Don Hardiman and a fumble. The Patriots say they have it. We'll wait till they unwind. Hardiman cracking over. And I think maybe this time the Colts didn't lose it.
That's all they'd have needed was one more. There hasn't been an interception in this game, has there? I think it's just all fumbles.
We had an interception, was overruled by a penalty earlier, but that was it. Well, the Colts retain possession.
Cleveland now 17-10 over Miami on a Cockcroft field goal of 23 yards, or 43 yards, excuse me.
Ted Marchibroda, quarterback at St. Bonaventure in Detroit, #1 draft choice of the Steelers. He's the guy that ran Johnny Unitas off, remember? Baltimore Colt fans were happy about that. Coming out of the ball game, rookie Rick Sanford limping off down below for the Patriots, and he'll be replaced by Mark Washington, the 10-year veteran from Morgan State. 1st and 10 out of the 22-yard line. Landry has time, throws complete. Washington up the sideline, has a first down. Joe Washington, who came into today with 54 catches, tied with Ahmad Rashad as the leading pass catcher in the NFL. Claiborne making the play on Washington over there. Washington, the 10th all-time Colt rusher, and he did that in just 21 games. So he's climbing up the ladder. Mike Haynes is now playing at strong safety, and I think that's the first time he's been asked to play over there. 1st and 10, Landry throwing and almost intercepted. It was Mike Hawkins who almost came off with a pass intended for Brian DeRue. The Chicago Bears are playing well. 23-6 over the Jets this afternoon as Bob Thomas has just kicked a 24-yard field goal, and that came after a Mike Phipps to Dave Williams pass. They're midway through the 4th quarter, and it is Chicago 23-6 over the Jets. 43-7 here, Patriots. Cleveland 17-10 now over Miami. Cockcroft with a 43-yard field goal. Pass to McCauley. Penalty marker goes down. And it was Rod Schote over there on the play against McCauley, who made the catch. And it might have been a face mask. Well, we've had a little bit of everything today, Paul. We had an official go out of this ball game. We've had a lot of turnovers for Baltimore and a lot of fine play. The Patriots 43-7.
I don't know if this was clotheslining, what they call clotheslining, or
a face
mask.
Well, we're going to see in a moment as our referee, Gordon McCarter, steps it off. It'll put the Colts at the Patriots' 49-yard line. McCauley with 9 catches.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 56 defense, first down.
Call a personal foul against Schote. McCauley with 9 catches now for 65 yards. And of course he has the Baltimore touchdown. Came early. A throw, penalty markers are down. The pass intended again over here on the sideline for Brian DeRue. Haynes and Sanford on the coverage. And again, the penalty. Clock stopped with 3:35 to play in this 3rd quarter. Indication is it's against the Patriots, a personal foul.
An awful lot of personal fouls. I said before, there's no reason to get sloppy in this game, and
don't start doing things that are stupid. Maintain your cool. You've got a 43-7 lead. You've got about 18.5 minutes to play. Don't give them any reason to get back into the game. I'm an optimist. I just feel that there's never too many points that you can't overcome.
Foul, unnecessary roughness, number 50, defense, first down.
Sam Hunt called for the infraction. First down for Baltimore at the 34-yard line. Washington and Hardeman. More penalty markers go down as the handoff goes to Joe Washington. Washington is inside the 25-yard line. Bob Greasy has been benched in that game at Cleveland. Don Shula took him out. There's nothing wrong with him, we're told. And Strock has just thrown a 50-yard pass to Duriel Harris as Miami is trying to come back in that one in the fourth quarter. Cleveland leading at 17-10.
How quick they forget.
Offside, defense, decline, first down.
Offside charged against the Patriots. It's declined, first down.
Let's just talk about the last play. There was an offside call. The whistles did not blow. They threw the flags. They gave the ball to Washington. He almost scored. Heads-up play by the defense stopped the drive, but he picked up the first down.
Greg Landry at the quarterback slot. Bert Jones not playing again this Sunday for Baltimore. A throw, great catch by Washington. Joe Washington. Paul,
I love him.
I remember a catch that you and I saw this man make earlier, and Baltimore fans will remember it. Watch this and think back to a day in Buffalo.
Oh, the guy's got such great hands and great concentration. That's why he leads the National Football League in receptions. Just a good football player that gives you everything on every play. You can't get more than 100%, and Joe Washington gives you that.
He's caught 4 today for 36 yards. Sanford on the play there for the Patriots. Second down and 6 at the 19. Pass going for McCall and incomplete. Coverage by Prentice McRae. Reese McCall, the intended receiver. In Cleveland, Don Strock to Bruce Hardy, 2-yard pass. With 11:40 left in the fourth quarter, Miami and Cleveland are tied up at 17. Here we have 3:14 to go, third quarter. The Patriots perking along 43-7 over the Colts. And, you know, among the oddities in today's game, as you look back.
Wait a minute. Perking?
It's a euphonic sound, don't you think? I kind of liked it.
I don't.
Among the oddity, I got an oddity. You interrupted me there. I'm going to tell you something here in a moment. 3rd and 6 at the 19. Patriots again showing the blitz. Landry in trouble. Down he goes. They came. That's the 3rd time Landry's been sacked today. Mike Hawkins 59 and Tony McGee 78 making the tackle.
You know, Landry is very, very upset, and he's starting to talk to himself. They're ripping his shirt off him. You know, the thing about it is we talked about Nelson and Hunt, the middle guys, what a great job they've been doing. But the 2 guys today that really are doing an outstanding job, number 59, Mike Hawkins, number 56, Rod Schote, the 2 outside linebackers are putting an awful lot of heat on the quarterback and are playing the run plays extremely well.
The Colts on 4th and 14 at the 27. Gonna go. Why not? Down 43-7. Uh-oh, they got called for too much time. Too much time call to go against them. I want to get back to that oddity I was going to tell you about. The Patriots scored 13 points late in the first half, and they did it with -7 yards total. The block punt and a couple of field goals.
You know, they had a thing up, that graphic up, 3 sacks so far today. The Patriots lead the National Football League in sacks with 44. They are a strong football team. You know what I like about this team, Jay?
Delay of game, offense, still 4th down.
As opposed to other teams like San Diego depend on their front 4. This team here, they have 3 good down linemen. They actually have 5 guys that they alternate in and out. But they love to blitz their linebackers, and that's something that you have to do in order to win and to have the sacks that they have.
Landry, 18 of 29 for 128 yards. 4th and 13. He throws. Washington makes the catch, but is short of the first down. Washington out of bounds at the 24-yard line, and the ball will turn over to the Patriots with 2:28 to go, third quarter.
I don't understand the pass play. The man is 11 yards short of the first down, but you see the defensive secondary. They spread out. They're going to give you the short stuff. Landry took it, and he was 11 yards short. Bad call. Good defense.
On offense, the Patriots going with Owen, 17 at quarterback. Alan Clark, 35, the rookie. Second-year man, Mosi Tatupu, number 30. Don Westbrook, 83 at wide receiver. Don Hasselbeck, 80 at tight end. Bob Kreider now is at right guard, number 75, the second-year man from Alabama. And we've got most of the second unit out there, I believe, at this point. Petz, 77, picked up this week. He was originally the Jets' number 12 in 73, played at Tampa Bay, was with Philadelphia at the start of the year. He has been a factor today. The running game went very well, and he had a lot to do with it coming in Wednesday or Thursday of this week. On Wednesday, I believe.
You know, you get kicked around the league a little bit, and all of a sudden you land with somebody, and he did a great job today. What a great pickup for New England.
Amazing what happens when a guy comes with a contender. That was Tatupu. He had 60 yards for 3.5 rushing average coming into today's game. Herb Orvis, Mike Barnes there to make the tackle.
Let me say something. You mentioned this might be the second team. Jay, it's going to get a little sloppy because they don't play that much. In practice, you'll see most of these guys use the other team's offenses for the on defensive day. That's when they get the most of their work. So it's going to be a little sloppy. We're not making excuses for it, but it should be.
Alan Clark, number 10 draft choice. Ed Simonini, 56. Doug Nettles, 30 on the tackle.
And the reason that happens is, let me just carry it one step further, is that your second unit, so-called second unit, they are pros, I understand that, but they are going to go against the number 1 unit of the other team.
Last year, the Patriots, number 1 rushing team in the league, had 4 players rush for over 500 yards. It's the first time that's happened in the NFL. And I know Ron Earhart and his staff have to be pleased at the way the Patriots ran the football here today.
Very much so.
Tom Owen throwing complete. Alan Clark, Clark at the 45. Penalty marker down. Clark out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Run out by Nesby Glasgow.
Clipping on Don Westbrook, number 83, and they're going to bring it back.
38-yard play, clipping indicated, and Paul, you picked it right out of the pile. It was Westbrook.
Yeah, he had no shot at blocking number 47, Larry Brazil, and so he hit him in the back.
We have 1:07 remaining to be played in the third quarter. 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. The Colts led it, but then it was 33-7 at half, and it's now 43-7 Patriots.
Jay, this is interesting. When he gets done, I want to explain something.
Personal foul, clipping number 83 during the run after the completion. The penalty brings the ball back inside the yard to gain. It is third down.
That's what I was going to say. They actually picked up 4 yards on the play.
Not a bad deal if you can work it out.
All right, you're going to see the clip right here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a clip. Not only is it a clip, it's also holding.
Westbrook comes out of the lineup. Al Chandler is in on 3rd down and 1. Go to the tight end set. Double tight, Hasselbeck and Chandler. And the handoff going to Tatupu. And I don't think he got the first down. He was cracked by Herb Orvis. Orvis is, you know, a game like this, Paul's a character builder when you're getting beat. And you find out, as you mentioned earlier, who can hang in there, and Orvis is hanging in.
I'll tell you right now, we said that at halftime, Jay. What's going to happen? Baltimore will go back and take a look at their film, and they're going to see the guys that really want to play this football game. And I'll tell you right now, you may see some people missing, because when it comes right down to it, you want the guys that can play when you're losing by 40 points, and also the guys that play when you're ahead by 40 points.
Fans here are yelling, go, go, go. And they're not going to convince Ron Earhart at this
point. Coach is saying no, no, no.
Washington 24, Dallas 6. Mark Mosley has kicked his first field goal of the day from 47 yards out. They have a minute left to play in the third quarter, and Washington beating Dallas. Eddie Hare, an end-over-end punt at the 25-yard line. Nesby Glasgow at the 30, at the 35, spins away at the 40. Might go. Glasgow down the sideline, got a block, and he is going to go. Glasgow for the touchdown. 75-yard return by little Nesby Glasgow.
And you mentioned character builders right here, pal. This is what it's all about. When you're down that far, this man, what an effort on his part. Because he was tackled 2 or 3 different times, would not go down, and makes the play. Watch it here. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. I don't know what Hare's doing.
He's losing the race, I can tell you that.
There's his 4th shot, and he won't go down, and he's also got a blocker out in front of him, number 60, Ron Baker. He doesn't really need him. Good play.
Point after. Mickemeyer puts it up out of the hold of Greg Landry. And with 7 seconds remaining to be played, third quarter, the Colts are up on the board with another touch, and it's 43-14. Thanksgiving Day coming up, and we want to invite you to enjoy a special edition of NFL 79. It being titled Old Cowboys Never Die. It's a look at the early years of Houston and Dallas, 2 outstanding NFL franchises. And then it's a real Texas battle. Earl Campbell and the Oilers going up against the Dallas Cowboys and Tony Dorsett. Turkey and Texas football on NBC coming up next Thursday for you. That all starts with NFL 79 at 3:30. Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
You know, if you take a look around here, there aren't that many people that left.
Well, this is a little party the Patriots are giving this afternoon, and there are a lot of folks who, after seeing them really get romped on last Sunday out in Denver, are enjoying this today, I'm sure. And of course, it's another tough day for the Baltimore Colt fans.
I'll tell you right now, it's a good thing that they're winning, and if they have to go on and win the football game, because we got here at what, 10:30, and the parking lot was full, and a lot of beverages were being consumed.
Well, it's a happening always here in Foxborough. Mickemeyer will kick it off. Don Westbrook at the 2, at the 10, 15, 20, and out to about the 23-yard line. He was tripped up by Ron Baker, number 60. That's the end of the third quarter. Here in Foxborough, New England's leading it 43-14. We're going to give you that address again so you can get pencil, paper, or some writing implements there, and I'll tell you where you can give your Olympic contribution in a moment. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Owens swinging it out. Katupu up over the 25 to the 27, 28-yard line. Larry Brazil, 47, and Barry Krause, 55, making the tackle. The address again to send your tax-deductible contribution to help the American Olympic athletes. U.S. Olympics. Post Office Box 1980T, Cathedral Station, Boston, Massachusetts, 02118. And we're all looking forward to next summer, the Olympics, NBC's coverage from Moscow. On 2nd and 5, a fake reverse, and holding on to it is Horace Ivory up the sideline at the 50, the 40, down to the 30, and out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Run out by Nesby Glasgow and Doug Nettles. A little fake reverse. He held on.
Brazil came up limping. This is what the fake reverse does. It holds the outside linebacker. White never does get to the outside. You saw the guy that went down was Larry Brazil. He missed the tackle. Barry Krause misses the tackle. And now it's a run for the roses, man.
Run for the roses. Speaking of that, the Rose Bowl coming up on New Year's Day. You led me into that just like we rehearsed it. It'll be Ohio State, and it might be USC. It might still be the Huskies of Washington. First down at the 20-yard line. Clark and Tutupu in the backfield. The throw goes out to Hasselbeck, the tight end, and he is at the 10-yard line. Reggie Pinckney making the play. Neither of the starting safeties for the Colts, Laird or Blackwood, are in the game. We know that Laird had a leg problem, an ankle problem. Don't know why Blackwood is not playing at this point. Ivory with 116 yards on the afternoon now, Paul, on 12 carries. These fellas, speaking of the Colts, they look like they're waiting for the bus right here. These guys.
I'd like to get out of here.
First and goal to go, just inside the 10, and the handoff, and back out comes Tutupu.
You know, the guy that caught the pass to play before, Hasselbeck, number 80, an excellent football player. He knows that he's playing in the shadow of Russ Washington, the finest tight end in the game. All right, now you got number 80 in the game. You see him on all the special teams, or Russ Francis, actually Russ Washington, excuse me, Russ Francis. But you see 80 in all the special teams doing his job over and over and over again, waiting for the chance to play. And this guy hustles all the time. He knows what he has to do. He is a backup, and he's content doing it.
Second down. Owen throwing, and it is complete to Hasselbeck. Dropped the ball. Picked up. That's Pinckney coming back with it. Well, Hasselbeck made the catch and then coughed it up. Tutupu making the tackle.
Well, I just talked about this guy. All right, they run a square out, about a 6-yard square out. Hasselbeck does catch the ball. Nettles hits him. Nesby Glasgow hits him. He's the man that really pops the ball away. And number 37, Reggie Pinckney, picks it up. Tutupu made the tackle.
13-12 remaining in the football game. Timeout at Foxborough. Patriots 43, the Colts 14. Hasselbeck, when he coughed up that ball a moment ago, was shaken up. He's on the sidelines being attended to as the Colts take it 1st and 10. Pass comes out to Hardiman. He's at the 25, at the 30. And dumped as he got across the 30-yard line. Mike Hawkins undercut him, number 59. Now we're talking about Hasselbeck. He is a very talented metal sculptor and a painter. You look at some of the crowd now beginning to head for the exits here at Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough as we had a sellout crowd. The stadium seats 61,297, and a good many of them who had tickets were here this afternoon. Patriots leading 43-14. Joe Washington out over the 35 at the 38-yard line. Bill Matthews, who's in there now at left inside linebacker, number 53, making the tackle. Joe Washington with that specially tailored uniform. Here's the final score. Philadelphia defeats St. Louis 16-13. The Cardinals have lost so many close games. In fact, every close game they've been in, they've lost. Dallas is losing, and the Eagles are very much in the playoff picture. The throw to Washington at the 44. Cuts it up. Look at that move. All the way down to the 44-yard line.
Jay, you may look at the move, but Brian DeRue, number 87, blocked 3 people.
DeRue out of Little Redlands in California.
Watch this. Just take a look at White. Now, Washington, really, he does set it up. But watch in your picture, number 87 comes in right here. Brian DeRue takes out 3 people. That is a sensational block. And when I said when it comes down to take a look at who will play for you, there's a man I'd take on my team.
DeRue, number 87. First and 10 at the 43-yard line. Landry is hit, and it was Fox who came in. The safety blitzing across, firing through. We wanted to wait and see if they would call it an incomplete pass, whether his arm was in motion when he was hit, but it is going to be called down, I believe.
8 people came. And at the end, you see the safety in the back, number 48. Tim Fox is the man that nails Landry.
Well, they're calling it that he was down back there. Second down and 20. Washington carrying over midfield, gets to about the 49, stopped by Steve Nelson, 57.
In that Miami-Cleveland game, there's about 4.5 minutes left to go in Miami. They are on the Cleveland 9-yard line going in.
In that Washington game, or excuse me, in that Philadelphia game, Washington is winning over Dallas, as we told you. Philadelphia has defeated St. Louis. The winning play was a pass from Jaworski to Trefley of 40 yards. Washington leading 24-13 with 12 minutes left over Dallas, fourth quarter. Third and 15 from the 48. Moving with it is McCauley. Penalty marker down. McCauley is run out of bounds at about the 32 by Steve Nelson. And holding is indicated against Baltimore.
Landry just can't get anything going, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's not his fault. The man has played an excellent football game, and he's just not getting any help. Every time they get something moving, that was a super call. 3rd and 15 to go. He runs a sweep. They pick up the first down. They have a holding penalty.
Landry, 21 of 32, 164 yards.
Not a bad day, Jay. Not a bad day at all.
Holding, number 86, offense. Repeat, 3rd down.
Reese McCall, the tight end, charged with the infraction. Ted Marcia-Broda, his team won 9 straight in 75. Francis and Hasselbeck, the tight ends, talking things over.
Miami just went ahead of Cleveland 24-7. 17, excuse me, 24-17.
Tony McGee, number 78, putting the sack on. That's the 5th time that the Patriots have come up with a sack.
All right, here we go again. Landry, there's a deal going on with the tackles in the ends. Tony McGee comes from the outside. Landry saw him coming. You saw it. Landry tuck the ball away. There's nothing he really can do if they don't block for you up front.
Delvin Williams has his 2nd touchdown of the day in that Cleveland-Miami game. Don Strock threw a 4-yard touchdown pass to him. Strock taking over for Greasy. Greasy was not hurt. Shula wanted to make the change. I know that Miami's happy to have Williams back, Paul. A poor punt. They let it hit, and it comes on down to about the 32-yard line. And that's where we will have it when we come back with 8:50 left to go in this ball game. A 37-yard punt. Patriots lead the Colts 43-14. Coming up over most of these NBC stations, you'll be seeing the Chargers and the Steelers once this is over here. Final score, Chicago 23-13 over the Jets. Handoff goes to Alan Clark. Clark to the 35-yard line. Esby Glasgow along with Stan White and Joe Ehrman also in on the tackle. Paul, sometimes people say that we shouldn't compliment the crew, that the crew is here and they're being paid and they should do a good job. Well, we're not going to have time to get the credits in today, and it's always great to work here. We've got a tremendous crew here, have given us great pictures to talk about, and I want to thank them.
Who are they?
A lot of your friends are here. Alan Clark. You could call him the Berquist Bunch. Now we've named his name. We have to name everybody else, I guess. We've got John Wayne here today, and Billy Kidd,
That's all?
And that's the truth.
That's all we have?
Oh, no, there are other fellas here, too. Don't worry.
You mean Jim Maroney? Jim Holmes?
Art Parker is here. Jim Maroney, Jim Holmes, John Filippelli, old Flip, Lou Gerard, Jim Cully, and a cast of thousands. Alan Clark. Clark over the 40 and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. The disc work here today has been done by Norm DeCitas, and that's an interesting job, spinning the disc, so you can see the replays that Paul comments about. There is Mr. Grogan, and he was right on target today.
You know, this shows the sign of a strong, strong football team. When you get beat as badly as they got beat last week in Denver, and then to come back and put a show on like they put on today.
Grogan was 8 of 13 while he was in there, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tutupu and Shander Shiver right there to make the play. Paul, you and I will be back here next week when the Buffalo Bills will be coming in here. And the Bills have quite often come in here and pulled the upset.
They always have a good game against New England. And of course, they've got the best passer in football, Joe Ferguson.
It'll be the 20th anniversary game here next week.
A lot of old friends are going to be back.
I know you're looking forward to that. Miami leading 24-17 over Cleveland. 43-14, the Patriots here. 2nd and 10. Tutupu at midfield. Nesby Glasgow on the tackle. Tutupu, a number 8 draft choice. Played at USC. Rose Bowl, of course, may very well involve USC. Orange Bowl will have Florida State. The folks in Florida got to be happy about that. They will play either Nebraska or Oklahoma. That to be decided next weekend. 3rd and 2. And the pass complete to Al Chandler. There's quite a story. Chandler, number 82, picked up on waivers from St. Louis a few weeks ago. He was here in 76, 77, played in 5 games in 78. Pretty handy fellow to have around. The Cardinals gave him up and then had the other tight end out there in St. Louis go down, and they really had problems.
You know, you go down the list of the players on New England's team, Jay, and I talked to a lot of the scouts that go to different games, and a guy that comes to mind, an old coach of mine, Joe Madrow from the Oakland Raiders. Joe was telling me in Kansas City, when he came out of there a few weeks ago, I said, who is the best team in football? And do you believe it? He said the New England Patriots are.
Boy, when they're right, they're rough. Alan Clark at the 40, 35, down to the 30, and all the way down to the 28-yard line. Stan White and Reggie Pickney on the tackle. There's Ron Earhart in his first year from North Dakota. Great high school record out there in North Dakota. Moved on as an assistant at North Dakota.
Look at the cutback here. You see Stan White, 53, gets caught to the outside. Just a little bit of holding by Brock, not a whole lot. And it gets Clark downfield. Tutupu's downfield to block for him. If Westbrook makes his block on Brazil right there, there might have been a touchdown.
A 21-yard romp right there. We have 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining to be played. The Patriots lead the Colts 43-14. There's the reverse, and they give it off to Westbrook. Down to the 20-yard line, penalty marker down as he got to the 15.
That marker looked like a missile.
They ran that reverse on a fake earlier. Now they gave it off this time. Greg Fields, 79 on the tackle.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Tom Owen will not let Landry get anything on him. Owen put Barnes on his back on the field. What a great block he's looking. What do I have to do? I give the ball to the back, he gives it to the receiver coming around, and I make the block on the big tackle. Now watch number 17. This is hustle right here. Watch what he does to 63 Barnes. Right there. Goodbye. Nice block.
Yes, sir.
All right. Use him in the line. There's a clip I don't know what's going on down there. That flag looked like a missile coming out of there.
It came from nowhere. Referee Gordon McCarter indicates clipping.
Well, I'll go back and run it again, the same play.
Patriots playing 2 games at home in a row here.
Let me just say something about the Patriots that we observed today. Just taking a look at it from up here. The Patriots, I like the way they ran the football game today for the simple reason, Jay, that they did things right in the first half of the game. They stayed with what they did right. I know they didn't call this thing on Owen.
Okay, personal foul, clipping was declined. Holding, what number? Holding number 58 was accepted. Still first down.
And we're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is WBAL-TV, Baltimore 11.
There's the score here as this is Jay Randolph along with Paul McGuire, 43-14. First down, 16. Tupu inside, or check it, that was Alan Clark. Clark inside the 30. Greg Fields, 79 on the tackle. At Cleveland, Brian Syke to Ozzie Newsome, 34 yards. 1:21 to play. Miami and Cleveland tied at 24.
All right, what I was saying before, they just gave the score here, and you can hear the people. What I was saying before about New England, what they did is they stay with what works. They don't try to out-coach themselves. A lot of times you'll see teams that'll run the play, it works a few times, and you go away from it, you try something else. Go with what works for you until they finally stop it, and then go someplace else.
There's the congenial owner of the Patriots, Billy Sullivan, marching through the crowd here. Tupu carrying. Mr. Sullivan, an irrepressible optimist, and this may be a big year for him.
Is he running for something?
The city limits, it looks like at the moment, huh? 6 for 7. 40 yards for Owen today.
The guy saluting him. Must have been a general.
Maybe they were in the service together. 3rd and 7 at the 25-yard line. The Patriots 43, the Colts 14. 2:50 to play. Clark cuts it back inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Clark looking good running the football. Joe Ehrman made the tackle, number 76.
Yeah, he's looking good, but I'll tell you right now, number 30, Mosi Tupu, and number 73, John Hanna, got some super blocks at the line of scrimmage that opened up the hole.
Clock running with 2:20.
Take a look at this. Watch 73 Hanna and watch number 30 Tupu. Tupu gets his block already. Now Hanna, he's on Sandershiver Tupu. You see Hanna just rolls up the defense downfield. First down inside the 15. Beautiful play.
Clark has 51 yards on 8 carries. Ron Earhart and his crew have got to be happy about the running game today. Pittsburgh at San Diego over most of these same stations. Coming up, 2-minute warning being given to both benches down below. We'll take a timeout as the Patriots have it in hand, 43-14 over the Colts. The Patriots 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line, leading 43-14. Owen hands it off. That's Alan Clark. Clark going, touchdown! Well, they're loving it here. Clark, the rookie from Northern Arizona.
I watched the run by Alan Clark. He does get some blocking at the line of scrimmage. Just too many people tackling with their arms. We've said so many things about Baltimore today that were negative. Joe Washington, Landry were a little bit positive. But I'll tell you, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty and you don't start tackling with your shoulder pads and your helmet, you're not going to bring anybody down. Not when you got a young guy like this that loves to run with the football. And you can arm tackle in the National Football League, and I don't care who you are.
Second touchdown of the year for Clark. The kick is up. And it's good. It was Eddie Hare holding for the second time in the game. John Smith putting it through. Alan Clark with the touchdown. Cleveland and Miami are going into overtime. We're going to a commercial. The Patriots 50, the Colts 14. Here comes the kickoff. Coming up with it, Nesby Glasgow over the 20, 25, spins out at the 30, up to the 34-yard line. Nesby Glasgow on the return. Well, that touchdown a moment ago by Clark capped the drive, Paul, that took just about 7 minutes, 6:58 to be exact. The second 50-point game of the year for New England. They got 56 earlier this year against the Jets. Overtime in Cleveland, Miami and Cleveland, and the Patriot fans will be rooting for the Browns in that one. Pass coming out to Hardiman. Hardiman over the 40 up to the 43-yard line. John Zamberlin, the rookie, number 5 draft choice from Pacific Lutheran, making the tackle.
The only thing Baltimore's doing right now is working on their 2-minute drill. Because what I would do with the team, you're down, what, 36 points? Get your players out of here before you get somebody hurt.
Pass out to McCauley, over the 45 to midfield. McCauley down to the 44-yard line. Don McCauley hit by Rod Schote. Mark Washington also there on the play. Baltimore calling a timeout. Obviously, they want to continue to work on the 2-minute drill some more.
I think that's about all they're really doing, because there's no way to get back into this football game, and they are working on it. But, you know, the thing about it is you don't want to get a guy like McCauley hurt or Landry hurt.
Ted Marchibroda right there. Last year was his first losing season. Coming up over most of these stations, Pittsburgh at San Diego. McCauley has had 10 catches today for 80 yards. The Chargers and Pittsburgh, the world champions.
And that is going to be some kind of football game. I'll tell you, the Pittsburgh Steelers are just awesome. San Diego, they have a super passing game, as we've seen the last few weeks.
All right, you wonder about their defense, though, against somebody like Pittsburgh. But it'll be some football game, I think you're right, out in San Diego this afternoon. A minute and 5 seconds to go. And when we get through that, the misery will be over for these Colts, who are down 50-14. Hardiman down to the 40.
Don't you know, after a game like this, Jay, that's an awful long flight home.
Zamberlin, 54 on the tackle. Mark Boobin also in there, 63. Clock running with 45 seconds to go. The throw over the middle, and it is complete. The tight end, Reese McCall, making a fine catch, the tackle by Fox.
That's the second great catch of the game, and I'll tell you, the guy, if you hit him with the ball in the end zone when he's open, he drops it. But put 2 people on him and throw the ball to him, he'll catch it.
25 seconds left, first and 10 at the 22. Out it comes. That's Gary in there now. Ben Gary, the rookie from Southern Mississippi, who made the catch. Fox on the tackle. The clock stopped with 16 seconds. Timeout, Baltimore. The executive producer for NBC's football is Don Ohlmeyer. The coordinating producer, Ted Nathanson. The telecast of today's game has been produced by Jim Maroney, directed by Jim Holmes. Technical director, Bruce Berquist. Our associate director, John Filippelli. Washington now leading Dallas 31-20 with 1:52 to go in the fourth quarter. That's a big win today for the Redskins. Danny White to Drew Pearson for 9 yards just moments ago, but it is 31-20, Washington leading Dallas. Landry today, 25 out of 36 for 217 yards. 1 timeout remaining for Baltimore. Landry throwing, and it is complete. Touchdown to Dowdy. Glenn Dowdy for the touchdown with 10 seconds left. Ray Claiborne on the coverage.
Well, Landry stayed in there and took him the whole length of the field. You knew that New England would give him all the short stuff. He took advantage of it. They scored a touchdown. It's still going to be 50-21 no matter how you look at it. But at least they accomplished one thing. They learned that they can move the ball with 2 minutes left to go and score. And here's the pass to Dowdy. He has time to throw the football. Dowdy's got his man one-on-one to the outside. Claiborne can't stay with him. Dowdy touchdown. Good play.
Point after coming. Mickemeyer out of Landry's hold. It is up, and it is good. 10 seconds left to go here. Don't forget, over most of these same stations coming up for you, the Chargers and the Pittsburgh Steelers doing battle. Well, Paul, it's 50-21 on the board. A big, big win for the Patriots. They'll be thinking about what's happening in Cleveland, where Cleveland and Miami are in overtime. And although the Patriots really romped today, I enjoyed this football game. It had a great many interesting aspects.
Well, we set up the game the first drive with using Washington, doing the job with Joe Washington, and I still think he is one of the superstars in this league. He is 85% of their offense, and he's the guy that's got a function for them, but they've got to eliminate the mistakes, Jay. They've got to eliminate the penalties. The turnovers killed them. There were no interceptions.
And Ron Earhart and his crew down there. There's the great Capoletti. He had a pretty good foot.
And there's the guy behind him in a white hat, Tom Usick, the best 32-yard punter in football. He always told me. We started out against each other, Tom Usick and I, the guy in the white hat without the earphones. Tommy said, you got to remember one thing, McGuire. He said, they don't return my kicks. I said, how can they? You only kick them 32 yards.
Here's the kickoff coming from Mickemeyer. They don't try the onside-er, although the Patriots thought they were. They had nobody back there. It'll come out to the 20-yard line, and there's time to run one play, and that'll be it. Not too many are left here now at Schaefer Stadium, but the Patriot fans really enjoyed themselves on this very pleasant Sunday afternoon in New England as the Patriots put 50 points on the board. And Ron Earhart and his coaching staff must be pleased. That's Jim Ringo there. They have to be pleased with the points on the board, but more importantly, Paul, I think the way their running game went early.
That's the biggest factor in the game. Yeah, they proved that they can run the football. And that's the one thing that they wanted to do when they came into this game, because they know they can pass. They know they have a passing game. They've got great receivers. They've got 3 great wide receivers and the 2 tight ends that do the job for them.
There it is. It's all over. The Colts led at 7-6 at the end of the first quarter, but lose 50-21. Miami has beaten Cleveland 24-30.